but under control. And you men in the backfield there, I want you to analyze before you move. If they throw a forward pass, wait till you see the ball in the air, and then go and get it. And when they get it, boys, that's when they go on offense. That's when they go two. And don't forget we're going to pick on one tackle they've got this week. We're going inside them. We're going outside them. Inside them and outside them. And when we get them on the run once, we're going to keep them on the run. And we're not going to pass unless our secondary comes up too close. But don't forget, man, we're going to get them on the run. We're going to go. And we aren't going to stop until we go to that goal line. Don't forget, man, today's the day we're going to win. They can't lick us, and the back out of the goal. The first whistle of the man to win there. And fight. What do you say, man?
Get ready for high school football tonight on G&G Productions. Our coverage tonight brought to you by Jesse Insurance, Campbellsville and Lebanon, your independent insurance agency. Snappy Tomato Pizza in Springfield. Dr. Isaacs Jr. Dentistry, General Dentistry and Orthodontics. Farmers National Bank, by your side for more than 130 years. Lebanon Tourism. Lebanon is the heart of Central Kentucky. Salt River RECC. Exit Realty Bluegrass, Lisa Kearns Realtor. The Marion County Industrial Foundation, putting people back to work. Springfield State Bank, built and growing on friendly service. Mattingly, Sims, Robinson, and McCain, attorneys at law in Springfield. Danville Office Equipment. Citizens National Bank. Beach Fork Sporting Clays and Upland Hunting. Don McCauley, attorney at law. It's time now to head to the field for high school football tonight on G&G Productions.
It's a hot, steamy September Friday night at my old Kentucky home, and it's not going to be any surprise to anyone tonight. It's going to warm up a bit at the home of the Tigers. As tonight, high school football, the Friday night game of the week on G&G Productions, has the Marion County Knights at 1-0, traveling to Bardstown at the Garnis Martin Field to take on the 2-0 Bardstown Tigers for a cat fight indeed tonight on G&G Productions. Hi, everybody, at the home of the Tigers in Bardstown. Hal B. Good, glad to have you alongside as we get ready for week number 3 of G&G Productions of high school football. This is the Snappy Tomato pregame show, and I'm going to join for a while, but we're going to turn it over as G&G Productions is glad to bring on board another team. And that's what we're all about. I'm down here right now with Eric Daugherty, who's going to be bringing us some of the Marion County football this year. Eric has some experience in working in radio and also in mass communications in general, but he has that love for high school football, I know.
Yeah, Hal, I sure am glad to be a part of the team with G&G Productions. I appreciate you bringing us on. We're going to have Matthew Thomas, Richie Buckler up in the booth tonight. It's exciting times for Marion County football. They've been through quite a slump in the last several years, but Coach Carter has the staff and the crew working hard, and they pulled off a win 2 weeks ago, and they hope to capitalize here this week.
Let's talk about the threesome. Eric talked about them. Let's go back up to the booth. Matthew Thomas, Richie Buckler, they're both going to be bringing you down the play-by-play in the color here tonight as it's Bardstown and Marion County, fellas. It should be a good one.
Appreciate it, Hal. Appreciate it, Eric. As I said, it's Matthew Thomas and Richie Buckler joining Eric Daugherty on the G&G pregame show and be covering some Marion County games this year. It's been a while since been on the radio, but we're glad to be back. I know Richie said the last time he did, he was Channel 6 TV, so it's been a little bit. So on the pregame today, just kind of break down, Marion County's first game against Thomas Nelson, what Bardstown's done, differing styles of play. So let's get right into it. I know Richie spent a lot of time talking with Coach Carter, became a big fan early. Spent a lot of time at school with him. Coach Carter comes from Bell County, so I'll let Richie kind of let you know about Coach Carter and what Marion County has in him.
Yeah, there's a lot of excitement around the program right now. Coach Carter wasted no time coming in, putting his stamp on the program. Obviously, they run the wishbone. It's a hard-nosed style of play. We started the season out 1-0. So there's a ton of excitement in the air. Like Eric said, just ready to capitalize on it this year. I had a bye week last week. I went out and watched practice a little bit. I think they cleaned up some mistakes, got some special team mishaps taken care of, and the boys are just really geared up and ready to take on Bardstown this week.
Right. You know, a first-year coach, you know, it's good to come out of the gate and get that win, but let's kind of start there. Doing the recap, Marion County went to Thomas Nelson 2 weeks ago, came out, and Caden Cowherd took the opening play to the end zone. And what a way to get going on, you know, the first play from the line of scrimmage. Marion County ended up winning that one 26-16.
Yeah, you know, Marion County really established the run in that game. I think Caden Cowherd had close to 270 yards on the ground. You know, if you talk to Coach Carter, he'll say that they left some points on the field there. But I think they really showed themselves what they were capable of in that game.
Yeah, it was really good coming out, seeing them, a lot of excitement. Anytime, you know, a coaching change comes in, you know, he's going to try to establish some things. I think, he was happy with some stuff, but as you said, you know, coaches, they a lot of times they don't see what they did well. They pick apart, sometimes their mistakes. That's what makes a program go. So we're going to send it back to the field with Hal and Eric before we take this break.
Matthew, good thoughts about tonight's game, Eric, about coming up. You know, anytime you go to the Garnis-Martin Field, it's always that eerie feeling you have when even you mentioned the Bardstown Tigers. So Marion County's really going to have a lot to work up to tonight.
Yeah, they're going to have their hands full, Hal. And last year it was one of those situations where the clock started running at halftime and ran continuously. I don't think that's going to happen to Marion County this year. They're bringing a hard-nosed style of football from Coach Carter, the old Bell County guy. We knew that from the past from Coach Robbins, and that's just the nature of those Bell County boys. So I think Bardstown's probably aware that they're going to see a different type of Marion County football tonight, but Bardstown always brings the heat.
Coach's pregame show is coming up for you as we're going to talk to David Clark, head coach of the Bardstown Tigers, and also Arthur Carter, head coach of the Marion County Knights. It's the Snappy Tomato pregame show, and you got it on G&G Productions.
Snap, snap, Snappy Tomato Pizza.
We make your pizza with our authentic recipe.
Snappy Tomato Pizza.
Hand stretch the dough and it's made fresh daily.
Snappy Tomato Pizza. Snappy Tomato Pizza.
I'm ready for a Snappy Tomato Pizza right now. 111 East Main Street in Springfield. Call 859-336-9888 or order online at snappytomato.com. At Farmers National Bank in Lebanon, we'd like to say, wow! Wow! Thank you for voting us the best bank in Marion County, the best checking and savings in Marion County, the best loans and lending in Marion County, the best mortgages in Marion County, the best customer service in Marion County, and the one we're proud of, the best place to work in Marion County. Farmers National Bank, we're here for you. Farmers National Bank, 136 West Main Street in Lebanon and 2160 Campbellsville Highway. Farmers National Bank, member FDIC. It's a Kentucky fall tradition, the 53rd annual Marion County Country Ham Days, which will be held on Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, September 23rd, 24th, and 25th in downtown Lebanon. It's a full weekend of fun, including great music, 2 hot air balloon events, a carnival, kids zone, arts and crafts, a huge parade, classic car and truck and motorcycle show, one of the largest 5K runs in Kentucky, and of course, it's our famous Ham Days Breakfast. Marion County Country Ham Days in downtown Lebanon. Look for us online at hamdays.com.
All right, back to the pregame show here at Garnis-Martin Field in Bardstown. Hot night tonight. We're going to send it right down to Eric Daugherty, who has the Bardstown coach standing by the side.
Thanks, guys. I've got Coach Clark down here with us, and before we came back to the field, we were discussing. Coach Clark, 2007, correct, was your first year as the head coach?
Yes.
All right, and so that's what we figured, 17 years. You've seen a lot of football.
Yeah, we think it's 16.
We'll take it as 16. All right, you guys always bring a solid squad to every game that you play. I'd say this year is no different.
Yeah, we feel like we have quite a bit of experience coming back from last year's season, and so we're off to a pretty good start so far.
2-0, yes, I'm sure that makes you feel a little bit better. Wins always motivates a team. Speaking of wins, Coach Carter and the Marion County Knights pulled off the first week win. What do you see different in this team than what you saw from Marion County last year?
I don't know. we see Coach Carter really has them playing hard. I don't know if that's different from last year, but they're playing hard. They're playing pretty. The game looked like it was a pretty mistake-free game. So that's what we're expecting today.
Yeah, I think it's going to be a little bit more of a challenge for Marion County against Bardstown tonight, but it's going to be an exciting game. Tell us about some of the weapons that the Tigers are going to be bringing on the field.
Well, we're returning T.J. Greenwell, who's been starting since he was a sophomore. He's a senior, pretty electric. And his counterpart is Tyleek Williams. That's a junior. That's pretty electric as well. Braden Clark takes over at the quarterback helm, and he's doing a really good job of getting playmakers balls. Shannon Tongue got a concussion in the first week against Greenwood, and he gets to return this week, so we're looking forward to seeing him.
Coach, best of luck to you.
Thanks, appreciate it.
Back to you guys in the booth. Richie, Matthew, take it away.
All right, that leads us right into what we were going to talk about next. Bardstown coming in with T.J. Greenwell and Williams leading the way for them. But their first game of the year, they went to Greenwood, a 6A school, and won 20-15.
Yeah, I mean, that's really impressive for a 2A school to open up the season, go to a 6A school in Bowling Green, playing Greenwood, coming out on top. Just very impressive, which Bardstown is, like I said, always going to have talent, always going to have speed. And then the next week they go out and beat John Hardin. I think it was 51-0, right?
Yeah, 51-0 over John Hardin. John Hardin could probably match them with athletes. That shows just how impressive that Bardstown squad is.
Yeah, I thought the coach described it well with Greenwell and Williams. They're both very electric players. They can both get a lot of yards in bunches. And, we're going to have to defend that tonight. I think Coach Carter was talking about their jet sweep, and that's going to have to be something that we can contain if Marion County wants to have a chance.
Yeah, Greenwell goes both ways on offense and defense, leading the team with 12 tackles on the season. So senior leadership. Marion County's definitely going to have to know where he's at. Running, tonight it'll be a very contrasting style with the spread, the jet sweeps, and Marion County going in the bone. So with that being said, we'll send it back to Hal on the field to take us into our second break.
All right, guys, we appreciate it down here on the field. Eric Daugherty, Hal B. Good, and G&G Productions tonight here at Garnis Martin Field. We're waiting to get a hold of Coach Carter, but we may wait till after break. Hal, it's going to be an exciting night for football.
Yeah, and it's really good to come back down here on the field. I'm glad to be hanging out with you guys a little bit here tonight, just to kind of see as we can go through. Y'all started out very well, but excited for Marion County. I had a chance to be at the day that they announced that Coach Carter was going to be coming to Marion County. I think you said a lot of things that were correct. He's an old Bell County boy. He don't mind being called that, but he's a protege of Dudley Hilton. Those of you that are in Washington County know when I mentioned Dudley Hilton's name, the tradition in winning, but also the tradition in hard-nosed football that he brought to Bell County and all the other groups that he was able to coach. Bourbon County he took to a state tournament. Breathitt County he took to a state tournament championship. So I think that's the smell he wants these young men to have, is the smell of victory. They had that against Thomas Nelson, a little tougher tonight, and he knows that. But how they react will be the biggest thing, and taking care of the ball, all the basics, Eric, I think are going to be important.
One thing I really like about his style of football is 3, 3, and 4. Let's get that first down and keep moving the ball.
Well, I'll tell you what, I think that's good to have those basics. Coach Clark's over here, Coach Arthur's over here. We're going to try and get with him in just a moment. We're going to take a break. We're going to be back with more. It's Bardstown and Marion County, and you got it on G&G Production.
To a farmer, a handshake is as good as a contract, and a man's word is something you can actually build on. So to have an insurance agent who's accountable, trustworthy, and dedicated to providing the best customer service possible, well, that sure does go a long way. And that's why the farmers in Lebanon trust Jesse Insurance.
To hear more about their farm insurance products, stop by 101 South Spalding Avenue, across from the post office. Call 270-595-0000. Jesse Insurance, the agent with choices. Protect what you sow.
Dr. John T. Isaacs Jr. is a second-generation dentist in his hometown of Springfield, and he and his staff invite you to his office at 39 Bobolink Drive in Springfield. They offer family dentistry as well as digital dentistry where no impressions are needed. Their all-digital technology allows you to get crowns, bridges, partials, and implants with no discomfort. Results are more accurate and quicker. For family dentistry, see Dr. John T. Isaacs Jr., 39 Bobolink Drive in Springfield, or call today at 859-336-7680. Dr. John T. Isaacs Jr., a reason to smile since 1963.
Try to think of the most convenient bank service you could hope for. How about banking from your mobile phone? Well, Springfield State Bank has it. With our new mobile banking, you can monitor your checking account, transfer money, even pay your bills right from your cell phone. Enrollment is easy. Just visit our website at www.springfieldstate.com for details. Springfield State Bank, we're your locally owned community bank doing big bank things. We want to make banking easy for you. Springfield State Bank, member FDIC.
Welcome to the heart of Kentucky and the Lebanon Marion County Industrial Foundation, where they have a tremendous workforce. Jobs available in Marion County. Now hiring. TG Kentucky is now hiring. Second and third shift team members are now needed. Look at these exciting benefits. Come grow with us. TG Kentucky is hiring. Welcome to the heart of Kentucky. The Lebanon Marion County Industrial Foundation are here for you. Find them online at marioncountyky.com.
Welcome back to G&G pregame. We're going to go ahead and send it down to Eric Daugherty on the field. He has Coach Arthur Carter there with him. Talk pregame.
Want to waste a whole lot of the coach's time. We know he's got his game plan on the mind. So real quick, Coach Carter, 1-0 in week one. Nice way to start the season and start the Coach Carter era of Marion County football.
Yeah, we were so fortunate. Our kids came out. It was a miserably hot day that day, but our kids came out. We played resilient football, and we got after it at the line of scrimmage, and the ball bounced our way against Thomas Nelson.
Yeah, I'm sure week two is not when you would choose to have a bye week, but what did you guys work on this past couple weeks?
Well, we had a few little nagging injuries that we had to get better at, or get healed up on, and we had some long practices. We had some things we had to clear up and clean up. Our alignment and assignment stuff is get you beat in football games, especially with a good quality program like Bardstown, and we got our hands full tonight, and those things will sure beat you.
So you always know Bardstown's going to bring it every week. So what type of things have the Knights done to prepare?
Well, we got to match their intensity, and we got to go after them. You can't run away from these guys. You got to run right at them, and you ain't going to run away from them because they're going to gang tackle you and they're going to get after you. So we're going to put our big boy britches on tonight and see if we can play some varsity football and get after their tailback.
I heard you say at one time, 3, 3, and 4. Get me the first down. Let's keep moving the rock. I love that style.
That's right, baby. Hey, listen. We got to believe in our guys, and we got to teach them, teach them what to do, teach them, the things that they need to know to be successful, and put them in a position where they can play and win. And hey, that's why we play the game.
I know you're in the situation of rebuilding this program. Last year in this game, it was a continuous clock at halftime. I don't believe that's going to be the case this year.
No, sir. And my kids. I know my kids. I've got 38, but I promise you, I got 38. Well, I've got 36. I got 3 hurt. But I've got 36 that's going to come out here and lay it out there on the line for us. And they're going to represent our county. They're going to represent that jersey, and they're going to represent their families and our people well tonight.
Coach Carter, best of luck, and let's take home another win tonight.
Hey, we're going to give it our best effort.
There you have it, folks. Words from Coach Carter for the Marion County Knights. Back to the booth with Richie and Matthew.
All right, back to it. Great interview there from Coach Carter. He knows what he's doing. It's pretty simple. They're going to come out 3, 3, and 4. Now that sounds simple, but can they execute it? And I think they can. Going to be a tough opponent tonight, but they know what they're going to do. They're going to get in the bone. They're going to try to knock off yards, try to gain a few plays, and hopefully find some success early. And as you know, if you find success, you can milk a lot of clock running that bone.
Yeah, Coach Carter has really emphasized to his offensive line to be disciplined. That's what they want to do. They want to establish the run early. He's got some good offensive linemen out there, Matthew Gribbins, Kiki Yoakum, Sam Cameron, Drew Thomas, Peyton Young. Those guys, they're high-energy guys. They're looking to get a push right out of the gate.
Yeah, I'm glad you brought up those names on the line, because when you run this type of offense, your linemen are your key cogs. We saw that with Coach Robbins back in the day, some of the guys that he had up front, and now, these guys, he's trying to put something else in.
Yeah, it's, with an offensive lineman, it's 30 seconds. It's a fight. It's a 30-second fight in a phone booth. And it's all about being well-conditioned, getting in your stance, knowing your assignments, and Coach Carter has really drilled that into those boys' heads.
I love that analogy, 30 seconds in a phone booth. It's just a fight right there. Talking about some players, what about Caden Cowherd last week coming out of the gates and just having an awesome game out of that tailback spot?
Not only is Caden Cowherd physical and strong, but he's got some wiggle to him. Very athletic. At any point in time, he can just break loose, and he's just an exciting player to watch. And it's been exciting to watch him grow over the years.
Yeah, he has turned in. You see him walking through the hallway, and you know who he is. He's got a great physique on him, just a Class A athlete. And looking to have big year this year. Will Daugherty, senior quarterback, coming out for him.
Well, and it's great to have it's great to have a senior quarterback. The leadership that he displays day in and day out is priceless for this team. He means so much to the team.
All right, we're going into the coin flip with Eric Daugherty.
National Federation of States. Okay. Heads, tails. Heads, tails. What are you going to call? He's calling heads. I will let it hit the turf. Okay, here we go. It is heads. You have won the toss. Defend, defer, receive.
Receive.
You're going to kick from the clock, I suspect. Okay. All right.
So there you have it, folks. On the field, Marion County won the coin toss, and they choose to take the rock first. My old school mentality is I won it at the beginning of the third quarter, but Coach Carter is ready to score first and hopefully score often is his mentality, and we'll see what the Bardstown defense can do as they defend Marion County on the kickoff. Back to you guys.
All right, we're going to take another break. We have 21 minutes till we kick it off tonight. You're listening to a G&G production.
50 years ago, Richard Nixon was the president and The Godfather was in theaters.
While a lot has changed in 50 years, one thing that has remained the same is the firm of Mattingly, Sims, Robinson, and McCain. Since 1972, Mattingly, Sims, Robinson, and McCain has been assisting the people of Central Kentucky in many areas of the law, including personal injury, domestic relations, real estate, and estate planning.
And call us at 859-336-3901 and let the reputable attorneys at Mattingly, Sims, Robinson, and McCain work for you.
This is an advertisement.
Since 1951, Danville Office Equipment has dedicated itself to providing personal service and superior office products for our customers. We take a lot of pride in their success because that's how we measure ours. Danville Office Equipment, Danville, Lebanon, and Somerset.
Let me take just a second to tell you about Beach Fork. If you like sporting clays, guided hunts, and lodging, well, Beach Fork Outdoors is ready for you. They're located amidst the beautiful rolling hills of Springfield, Kentucky, in the heart of the Bourbon Trail. The Sporting Clays course exhibits scenery unlike any other, with 12 stations. The Upland Bird Hunting Package offers a vast acreage of well-maintained food plots. The Parlor is our lodge. It offers hearty southern home-cooked meals and a private living suite with breathtaking views. Beach Fork Outdoors, 2938 Macville Road in Springfield, or call 859-481-5310.
The following is a paid advertisement.
The law office of Don Spalding McCauley is located at 144 West Main Street in Lebanon. Ms. McCauley handles cases in many areas in law, including DUI, DWI, divorce and family law, employee rights, real estate, wills and estates. The law office of Don Spalding McCauley is located in Lebanon at 144 West Main Street, or you may call her office today for an appointment at 270-692-0684.
In 1937, community leaders from Bullitt, Nelson, Spencer, and Washington counties came together to form one of the earliest electric co-ops in Kentucky, Salt River Electric, celebrating 85 years in 2022. Throughout their anniversary year, they'll be celebrating the legacy of rural electricity and want their members to join in as they give away an $85 bill credit each month this year. Go to srelectric.com and enter into their $85 for 85 years giveaway today. srelectric.com/85FOR85.
You've surely heard of folks who have bought a car that turns out to be a lemon. Before you know it, your dream car turns into a nightmare with breakdown after breakdown. The same thing happens with car loans. You might think it's a sweetheart deal, but it turns sour overnight. If you have a lemon car loan, it's time to refinance with C&B of Lebanon. The rates are great. Application process is simple, and they'll turn that lemon loan into sweet lemonade. Stop by today or call 270-692-2113. C&B of Lebanon. Member FDIC and equal housing lender.
Back at Gardner Martin Field, G&G pregame, getting you ready and set for the Marion County Bardstown Tigers football game tonight. We're going to take it down to the field to Eric, and he has Greg Montgomery with him, a guy that's going to make some noise that Bardstown fans hope to hear a lot of tonight.
Well, the Marion County fans probably hope they don't hear this horn a lot, but I'm down here with Greg Montgomery. Greg, tell us what you do.
I'm maintenance for Bardstown City Schools.
All right, how long have you been doing that?
7 years.
7 years. All right, tell me what this contraption is here behind me.
It's a Tiger Pride train horn.
All right, and I guess that means you're the man in control of the horn.
Yep, tonight I am.
All right, good deal. So I'm sure that the fans and yourself want to hear this thing quite often tonight, eh?
Well, of course. Every time they score, yep.
That's right. So Marion County coming in, a little different program than they have been in the past, but Bardstown's always solid. It should be a fun game.
Oh, yeah, it should be a great game.
Yeah, so are you here for most and all home games, or this is just a fill-in?
Just as a fill-in, yeah.
All right. Well, good deal. Well, guys, he's controlling the horn. He hopes to blow it often, and we'll see what comes of it. I'm going to send it back to you, Matthew and Richie. Take it away.
All right. Back here in the booth, talk about the coin toss earlier. Marion County won the toss, and Coach Carter elected to receive. He wants the ball first. Come out and try to establish that offensive line and get those running backs in motion.
Yeah, people have different philosophies on receiving it first half or second half, but, Coach Carter, he's fired up. He's ready to come out here and establish that run game and punch somebody in the mouth early on.
Yeah, I like that call from him tonight. Wanting to get the ball and establish that. Coming out tonight, we got to think they're going to get the ball to Caden Cowherd first. Try to go right back to where they know they have something.
Yeah, I think he's their bread and butter. They do have a talented backfield. They've got several weapons, but, Caden is just so dynamic, so electric. You want the ball in his hands.
Yeah, for sure. The band is Barry Go with the national anthem, so we'll take it to break. This is a G&G production at Gardner Martin Field.
Here's a question. How can something like floor mats help improve your business? How can this give your employees more confidence to do that? How can safety glasses make your company more productive? And how can the way you look change the way customers see you? For over 1 million companies, the answer is simple. Cintas. So to help keep your business well-equipped, clean, and looking its best, get Cintas. And get ready for the workday.
Bardstown Tiger Marching Band will lead us in the national anthem.
I am Sarge Pollock, State Representative for the 51st District, made up of Marion and Taylor County. Growing up on a farm taught me hard work and family values, and building relationships to serve others has always been important to me. Faith, family, and integrity are the three principles I live my life by, and the foundation to serve Marion County in the 51st District. I am Sarge Pollock, your State Representative, because it matters.
Paid for by Michael Sarge Pollock for State Representative. A G&G Live Free production.
Are you tired of paying rent? Do you dream of owning your own home? Now's the time to make that dream a reality. Call Lisa, 270-402-4036. Lisa Kearns Realtor, Exit Realty Bluegrass, 270-402-4036. Call or text Lisa Kearns, the helpful agent.
Snap, snap. Snappy Tomato Pizza. We make your pizza with our authentic recipe. Snappy Tomato Pizza. We hand stretch the dough and it's made fresh daily. Snappy Tomato Pizza. Snappy Tomato Pizza.
I'm ready for a Snappy Tomato Pizza right now. 111 East Main Street in Springfield. Call 859-336-9888 or order online at snappytomato.com.
For a lot of people, home ownership is a big to-do list item that has to get checked before you feel like you're a grown-up, living your best life. If you're ready to check that box, talk to Derek Brussel at Farmers National Bank. Derek specializes in guiding first-time home buyers, young borrowers, and other newbies toward a responsible, manageable, fulfilling financial future. Visit farmersnational.bank to get in touch. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender, NMLS number 402972.
It's a Kentucky fall tradition, the 53rd annual Marion County Country Ham Days, which will be held on Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, September 23rd, 24th, and 25th in downtown Lebanon. It's a full weekend of fun, including great music, 2 hot air balloon events, a carnival, kids zone, arts and craft, a huge parade, classic car and truck and motorcycle show, one of the largest 5K runs in Kentucky, and of course, it's our famous Ham Days Breakfast. Marion County Country Ham Days in downtown Lebanon. Look for us online at hamdays.com.
To a farmer, a handshake is as good as a contract, and a man's word is something you can actually build on. So to have an insurance agent who's accountable, trustworthy, and dedicated to providing the best customer service possible, well, that sure does go a long way. And that's why the farmers in Lebanon trust Jesse Insurance.
To hear more about their farm insurance products, stop by 101 South Spalding Avenue, across from the post office. Call 270-595-0000. Jesse Insurance, the agent with choices. Protect what you sow.
Welcome back to G&G pregame production here. Matthew Thomas, Richie Buckler, Eric Daugherty, and Hal B. Good on the field. We got about a little under 9 minutes, 30 seconds until kickoff in Marion County Bardstown. We'll get it rolling tonight. As we said earlier, Marion County said they won the toss and elected to receive. Going to come out, see what they can establish up front early on.
Yeah, you know, when you have a bye week, that first week, you're trying to clean up some mistakes you made the week prior to that. But the game week, you're looking more at your opponent. Marion County's done all they can do this week. They've prepared, they've practiced hard, but they got to understand that Bardstown has practiced and prepared hard as well. So, you know, if Bardstown comes out, does some good things, Marion can't hang their head, right? Both teams are going to do some good things, and both teams are probably going to make some mistakes, so they just need to respond accordingly.
Get a little prediction from you. You think Coach Carter is going to play it close to the vest, keep the playbook simple, or is he going to come out and try to take a shot first round?
Well, you know, Coach Carter, he has an identity, and he's not going to stray from that too much. But I would say you'll see a little bit of trickery from him tonight for sure.
Gotcha. You know, you've creeped in on a few practices this week. You know, what's some of the things that he's hammering into his guys? You know, things that he wants to make sure that they accomplish tonight.
Well, you know what I was so impressed with when I attended practice this week was boys, coming off of a bye, it's been 2 weeks since they played a game. You can kind of start going through the motions. But it was Wednesday afternoon. It was hot, and those boys, they had a lot of energy. They weren't out there going through the motions. They were going through the whistle. Every rep counted, and it was just practice. So I was really excited that Coach Carter had them locked in so well.
Gotcha. I know you said earlier you thought maybe Chance Smith would be starting at fullback tonight. Did you hear anything on that?
Yep. I believe Chance is going to be our fullback tonight. As Coach Carter mentioned, we do have 3 starters that are out for the year, and that's a blow. But like he said, he feels good about his team. Chance Smith is such a high-energy guy. He's a kid that's going to go 100 miles an hour every play. So I don't think they're going to see a drop-off in that position.
No, and his cousin that plays basketball for us, Jaleel Smith, coming in at tight end. Jaleel, big kid, strong, looking to get some blocking out of him, maybe get him in the package a little bit at tight end.
That Smith genetics just produces stuff you can't teach, strength and power and muscle.
Yeah, it's a great genetic code right there. And those guys right there, Chance and Jaleel, both great kids, and hoping, to have good junior years right here. Marion County taking the field right now. Just under 7 minutes till kickoff. We'll send it down to Eric. Eric, how's it feel and look on the field down there?
Tell you what, guys, from where I was standing, it is a totally different Marion County team from last season. As we talked about the announcement of Coach Carter coming in January and immediately put these guys in the weight room, they were lifting out of this world and just setting records, and they are motivated. As you said, these look like young men now instead of boys. So it's a total different feel, total different look to the program. We had the Harmon era that didn't go so well. We had the Reeder era, and rest his soul, we lost Coach Reeder. And they had to have somebody that loved eat, sleep, breathe football, and that's what you have with Coach Carter. So he's totally turning this program around, and obviously you want to get the season off on a win, and that's what they did 2 weeks ago. Unfortunate for the loss of some of the injured players, but Coach Carter says, hey, I've got other personnel. We're going to plug in this 36-man roster, and we're going to put the best product on the field. And I think Bardstown may have their hands full tonight.
Great deal, Eric. Appreciate you and Hal down there. I saw Sam Cameron, Jaleel, some of those guys, the first off the bus guys. They look good coming onto the football field, good bodies. And Sam's a guy, senior Samuel Cameron, put in a lot of work the last few years.
Yeah, those guys have been committed. They've been through a lot of adversity, like Eric said, multiple head coaches throughout their career. But you know what? They've kept their head up. They've stayed the course. And they're ready for a big junior-senior year.
Good deal, good deal. So this is G&G Production. We're going to send it to one more break before kickoff. We got just under 5 minutes to go. You are listening to a G&G Production.
Dr. John T. Isaacs Jr. is a second-generation dentist in his hometown of Springfield, and he and his staff invite you to his office at 39 Bobolink Drive in Springfield. They offer family dentistry as well as digital dentistry where no impressions are needed. Their all-digital technology allows you to get crowns, bridges, partials, and implants with no discomfort. Results are more accurate and quicker. For family dentistry, see Dr. John T. Isaacs Jr., 39 Bobolink Drive in Springfield, or call today at 859-336-7680. Dr. John T. Isaacs Jr., a reason to smile since 1963.
Try to think of the most convenient bank service you could hope for. How about banking from your mobile phone? Well, Springfield State Bank has it. With our new mobile banking, you can monitor your checking account, transfer money, even pay your bills right from your cell phone. Enrollment is easy. Just visit our website at www.springfieldstate.com for details. Springfield State Bank, we're your locally owned community bank doing big bank things. We want to make banking easy for you. Springfield State Bank, member FDIC.
Welcome to the heart of Kentucky and the Lebanon Marion County Industrial Foundation, where they have a tremendous workforce. Jobs available in Marion County. Now hiring. Kentucky Cooperage, an independent state company subsidiary. First shift $16 an hour. Second shift $18 an hour. Plus great benefits. Now hiring. Kentucky Cooperage, an independent state company subsidiary. Welcome to the heart of Kentucky. The Lebanon Marion County Industrial Foundation are here for you. Find them online at MarionCountyKY.com.
50 years ago, Richard Nixon was the president and The Godfather was in theaters.
While a lot has changed in 50 years, one thing that has remained the same is the firm of Mattingly, Sims, Robinson, and McCain. Since 1972, Mattingly, Sims, Robinson, and McCain has been assisting the people of Central Kentucky in many areas of the law, including personal injury, domestic relations, real estate, and estate planning.
And call us at 859-336-3901 and let the reputable attorneys at Mattingly, Sims, Robinson, and McCain work for you.
This is an advertisement.
When you say a name,
All right, back here at Garnis Martin Field, Bardstown taking the field, Marion County set on the other side. Before this game gets rolling, make sure you give us a like, a thumbs up, all that on Facebook. Help promote the G&G Productions team. And, you know, as we go through tonight, feel free to comment and subscribe to the G&G page. Now, Richie, as we go, what's going through the Marion County Knights' heads right here as they're getting ready for kickoff, hanging out before the game?
you know it's natural to have pregame jitters. What you want to do right now is be loose. Come out, be ready to go fast, go hard. Don't worry about making mistakes. You've practiced all week. All the preparation's done. You just want to go out there and execute.
Yeah, I know a lot of times I like saying, you know, we practice harder than we play. The harder you practice, the easier it is. You know, it becomes second nature to come out of the gate. So hopefully we see that on this opening drive and, you know, as the game progresses, you know, just letting your heart and your skill work take over.
Yeah, you know, every play counts. Play for the next play. Don't, like I said, don't hang your head. If you come out missing assignment, just keep looking forward, doing what you can do.
Yeah, and you know, Bardstown, you know, they put up some points. They can strike fast. But, you know, Marion County, a team that does that, if they can establish this run game, keep their offense off the field, that can get in psychologically into Bardstown's head.
Right. You know, coming out, being lined up right, being in the correct position, the correct stance, just doing those little things right can add up fourfold.
Awesome. And we are about 30 seconds away from kickoff. One key point to talk about here before we kick it off is Bardstown kicker takes the field. That is Tate Belenko, a female kicker, and they said she can flat out kick a football. Said she's good from about 30 to 40 yards out.
Yeah, that's impressive. You know, I was telling them before when we got here, Washington County's got a female kicker now. So it's really cool to see that, see those girl soccer players convert over to football and kick some balls between the upright.
All right, Marion County, they had to flip sides real quick. They were lined up the opposite direction. So looking back for Marion County, we have number 5, Bubba Knoll, number 8, Will Darty, and may just be Bubba back. It looks like Jaleel Smith's hanging out back there as well with them.
Yeah, those are some explosive guys. We know Bubba's really fast from basketball. He's also a hard-nosed kid. If he breaks away, he's got some good speed on him as well.
Yeah, Bubba had a nice game. All right, we're set for kickoff here at Garnis Martin Field. Tate Belenko on for the kickoff. Set and ready. They have a holder out there. Must be a preference. Waiting for the officials to call it into motion.
Thought I heard a whistle.
Looks like we have a late arrival for Marion County. 2 of them. Caden Cowherd coming on now. A little bit of confusion right there, but we'll take it, and we're into play. Gonna get by Will Darty and out of bounds. Gonna start off with the flag.
Hey, that's part of it. You know, you saw some confusion right there, right out of the gate, but hey, that's good. Shake it off. Let's line up and you know, execute our plays.
Senior Will Darty going to be under center for the night. Coming out over there, getting instruction from Coach Carter. I know they run plays back and forth a lot. Coming in right here, and they're going to take over at their own 35-yard line. All right. Will Will Daugherty under center. Knight's coming out in the bone. Going to go to Caden Cowherd on the carry. About a 5-yard gain right there. Hey, way to keep those chains, keep inching away, like they said, 3-3-4.
Right, that's a great first play. That's their identity. That's their philosophy. You couldn't ask for a better first play.
No. A good hole right there. Right. A little misdirection in the backfield to get that going. One in the T formation here. Daugherty under center. Going to go back up the middle. Going to be plugged. Maybe a gain of 1. Looks like on the carry, number 41 for the Knights, that's Jonathan Marples, a sophomore running back.
He's also another hard-nosed guy. I really liked what I saw out of our left offensive guard there. He got to the next level.
Going to set up a 3rd and 4. I know I always watch the skill guys, and being a former offensive lineman, you're always checking out, seeing what the lineman's doing, seeing what kind of push they're getting up front. Daugherty back in the bone. Marples again. Going to be stuck after about a gain of 1. Going to set up a 4th and 2.5 for the Knights. So Coach Carter's going to have his first decision of the night. Any chance he goes for it right here?
Well, it doesn't look like it. Okay.
Looks like the punting unit is coming on.
That's a wise decision.
Wise decision.
You don't want to, you want to put yourself in a good position early on to be successful. That Bardstown defense was coming hard, weren't they?
Yeah, they made that first one. They made a few great plays. Will Kaminsky on the punt. Get it away clean. Takes a Marion County Knight bounce. Is going to roll out of bounds at about the 28-yard line. We got 9:48 remaining in the first quarter. Nobody scored yet, 0-0. Braden Clark leading the Tigers onto the field. I already see number 8 back there, TJ Greenwell. He's their horse. They do a lot through him.
Well, you've heard the work he's put in the weight room. I saw a video over the summer. I think he was bench pressing 315. So he's a strong kid. Has really dedicated himself to the game well.
Yeah, he used to play basketball for him, and I believe he stopped doing that a couple years ago. Kept focus on football. Greenwell going to take it up the middle, pick up 11. Shoestring tackle right there. He could have been gone. Looking for a number there.
Is that Landon Cox?
Number 10, Landon Cox on the tackle. Nice tackle right there. From the free safety spot. Clark back in, shotgun formation, running back each way. Going to run sweep to the left. Nice tackle there. I believe that was number 53, Kiki Yoakum. Kiki did a good job at staying home right there, not letting him get the edge and cut it upfield. Nice tackle there for Kiki.
Yeah, that's good. You want to know your assignments. You want to know your role. Be disciplined. Stay in your lane, and good things will happen. Kiki did a good job right there.
Clark, shotgun formation. One each way for him. Williams going in motion, misdirection to TJ Greenwell. Greenwell going to be stuck for a loss. Marion County, nice defensive play coming up there. Looks like maybe Caden Cowherd in on the tackle on the far side. I wasn't sure.
Caden Cowherd and number 41, Jonathan Marples, may have been on that. That was another example of those guys on the outside staying home. That's what they need to do. They got to contain those edges. Coach Carter harped on that a lot in practice this week.
3rd and 9, clock rolls with 8:20 to go. Knotted at 0 early on in the first quarter. Clark under center now. Greenwood in motion. Swing pass out to the left. Wide receiver number 4, Shannon Tong has room. And his game's going to be good for about 15 and pick up a Bardstown Tiger first down.
Who was that? Number 86, Ty Barker on the tackle?
Ty Barker on the tackle there. Those are those swing plays out. Open the gate up right there, get the defense going one way, pass it out the other way. Bardstown has athletes out there to, cut that corner and take it. Clark in shotgun formation, pistol formation, trips to the right. Go up the middle to Williams. Great tackle there. Number 65 in on the tackle, Andrew Thomas.
Yeah, Drew Thomas, he's another hard-nosed kid. You saw his excitement right there. He wants to live in the backfield.
Yeah, that was a great, because, he went right in. A lot of penetration there. Made the tackle on Williams, fast back right there. Clark under center, 2nd and 11. Shotgun formation, trips to the right. Swing it out to the right side. Greenwell with it. He's got the edge. He's got, forced out of bounds down at the 32-yard line. Those plays right there, they're getting Marion County, they're getting that edge right there. Going to have to do some talking and see what they can come up with to systematically stop that.
As we've seen already, the inside run, it's manageable.
Yeah.
But we really Marion County's got to do something about those outside runs.
Yeah, Bardstown has that speed. Number 33 joins Clark. That's Kayan Leiden for the Tigers. Greenwell going to take it to the right side. We kept him inside right there. Good job. Slew and Knights in on the tackle. Ty Barker. Number 34, Lane Darty in on the tackle there.
Yeah, that was a gang tackle. That was a team tackle right there. They all pursued the ball.
But what I really liked there as well was Kiki did a good job of not giving up that corner, forcing Greenwell to go back into the defense and letting his teammates clean it up there.
Yep.
Clark in the pistol. Swinging out, another screen play. Number 3, Williams gets the corner. 1 to beat, and Will Darty's on the far side to knock him out of bounds at the 19-yard line, gain of about 14 yards. 3 plays right there on the swing pass. They've probably gained 45. That's where all their successes came so far.
Yeah, Marion County's just got to catch their breath. Don't hang their heads.
These little bubble screens causing some issues early. Clock rolls. 6:15 remaining in the first, still 0-0. Clark passes out to the right. Left, got Williams. Williams is into the end zone. Another little bubble screen right there. Williams takes it in for a Bardstown touchdown. Let's go back to Isaac's instant replay right there. Give that one another shot. Wow, look at him right there. Boom, makes a little shift. Had an opportunity there, just couldn't bring it down. But you know that when those guys get the corner, they're taking it in.
That's Bardstown's bread and butter. They've been doing it for years.
Yep. And their Marion County coaching staff, they're going to talk it up over there after this drive. What are we going to do to take that away? Hopefully they don't give anything up the middle and because of it. They got to do something to slow that down just a little bit. A little confusion out there. Not sure what's going on. Bardstown sent a player on late. Now they're coming on. Not sure. Waiting for the official to get it into motion. Tate Blanco on for the extra point. Greenwell comes on late. And it's running. Kick is up. And it's good. We're going to take a break. You're listening to a G&G production.
Since 1951, Danville Office Equipment has dedicated itself to providing personal service and superior office products for our customers. We take a lot of pride in their success because that's how we measure ours. Danville Office Equipment, Danville, Lebanon, and Somerset.
Let me take just a second to tell you about Beach Fork. If you like sporting clays, guided hunts, and lodging, well, Beach Fork Outdoors is ready for you. They're located amidst the beautiful rolling hills of Springfield, Kentucky, in the heart of the Bourbon Trail. The Sporting Clays course exhibits scenery unlike any other. With 12 stations, the Upland Bird Hunting Package offers a vast acreage of well-maintained food plots. The Parlor is our lodge. It offers hearty southern home-cooked meals and a private living suite with breathtaking views. Beach Fork Outdoors, 2938 Macville Road in Springfield, or call 859-481-5310.
Okay. All right, back to action here. Little squib kick downfield, taken by number 5, Bubba Knoll, and he's going to take it out to the 38-yard line. That's where Marion County is going to start their second drive. You know, coming out, they didn't get that initial first down, the Knights, but had to punt it away. But, it wasn't like Bardstown just came out, ran it down the throat. We showed some power up front on defense.
Yeah, we had some pop. They've knocked the dust off. Coach Carter's probably told them to settle down. Bardstown's done nothing that has caught us off guard.
Right.
We knew that this is who they are, so we just need to play our game.
Darty under center, lined up in the bone. Caden Cowherd going to take the handoff, be dropped for about a loss of 2 on the play. Caden Stone in on the tackle for the Tigers. That's not, if you're a running, ground and pound type team, you can't really afford to take those because, you don't have a lot in your playbook on the second, third, and long. So, Coach Carter, he likes that 3-3-3 like Eric said earlier.
Right, you don't have to have big plays, but you do got to have positive yardage.
Yeah. All right, Darty going to take it out. Is that his brother Lane Darty at the fullback spot? I've been trying to find a number. It looked like it was 34, Lane Darty, but I'm not sure.
He was getting some reps.
Gotcha. Darty in shotgun going to send Cowherd in motion to the left. Drops back, lets it go. He's got, wow. Downfield, good ball there by Will Darty, right off the fingertips of Caden Cowherd. He actually had the corner beat on that side, and, man, that was just about an awesome connection right there.
Yeah, so close. That ought to give you some hope moving forward that, you can make that play.
Yeah, and you know what I liked on that far side of the field, the cornerbacks, they had good position. Then you see Cowherd take off, and it was a foot race, and he beat him.
Right.
Knight's going to stay in shotgun formation. Looks like a little pistol. Trips to the right, one to the left. Got a flag coming in. Going to take a timeout, not a flag. Marion County is going to take a timeout, and we'll send it to break. This is a G&G production. It's live and free.
The following is a paid advertisement.
The law office of Don Spalding McCauley is located at 144 West Main Street in Lebanon. Ms. McCauley handles cases in many areas in law, including DUI, DWI, divorce and family law, employee rights, real estate, wills and estates. The law office of Don Spalding McCauley is located in Lebanon at 144 West Main Street. Or you may call her office today for an appointment at 270-692-0684.
All right, we're going to send it across the field to Eric Darty.
Guys, you may have the comfy seats up in the booth, but I've got a bird's eye view of this game. That first drive for Bardstown, Greenwell was the main man, the name you called often. They were perfect from the pass, and now Marion County's coming out 3rd and 4, and that was such a close play down the sideline here. Cowherd got his fingertips on it, so close to breaking one open there for Marion County. Back to you guys.
That would have been a big play right there. Going to set up a 3rd and 13 here. Darty in the pistol. And now we have a flag coming in. Pre-snap whistle. So he's pointing. Going to be against Bardstown, offsides Bardstown. Yeah, walking it off. So now that may open up the playbook a little bit. 3rd and 8, a little bit more manageable. Actually going to be closer to about a 3rd and 7 right here. Knight's going to stick with the same play call, trips to the right. Darty in the pistol, one to the left. Cowherd fakes it up the middle. Darty's trying to get a corner. Gains about 3. And going to be short, but positive yardage there.
Yeah, when they run that boot, Bell County football says the quarterback still runs. But I was looking, it looked like the tight end receiver were covered. But that was a smart play by Darty.
Yeah, it looks like there was a flag on the play right there.
Maybe holding?
Yeah, but Marion County's backing up. It looks like Bardstown may have accepted it, even though it was going to be a 4th and 5. What do you think about that call?
Yeah, well, just anticipating that field position maybe.
Yeah. Marion County, whoa. So on that call right there, is it 10 yards from the spot of the hold? Is that it?
Yes,
Gotcha.
I believe so.
So that's why it's backed up. It's far back there. I don't think it's a good old country mile yet, but it's.
No, they're back pretty deep.
They're deep. 3rd and 20. Call it 3rd and 20. Darty in the bone. Probably not going to get too tricky here. Just get out of here. Going to go to. Oh, nope. He fakes it. Has a shot. Short of Ty Barker. Going to be picked off by Williams. Jonathan Marples makes a great tackle there. Got him on the jersey. Held on. Could have had 6 if Marples doesn't make that play right there.
That's unfortunate, but it's a heads-up play by Marples. You got to keep your head on a swivel.
Yeah. Another thing, Darty took a shot right there. I kind of like the shot downfield because even if it does get picked off, similar to what a punt would be, if you take a shot, I don't mind that call right there. They were backed up pretty good.
He definitely got hit, and that impacted the throw. Like I said, good decision by Will Darty. That's all you can do in that position.
Clark, shotgun formation, one each way. Greenwell going to take it up the middle, bounces outside, has a little bit of room, makes a cut. Oh, and he is gone. Touchdown, Bardstown. Made a cut on the far side of the field and took it to the house. That's going to give Bardstown a 13-0 replay lead against the Knights. We're going to make that an Isaacs replay. Let's take a look at it right here on the Dr. Isaacs Dentistry replay. Greenwell, right here's the cut coming. Boom. Nice cut there, and then he was gone. Speed on that edge.
That's a high-level shimmy right there.
Yeah.
He's just a very athletic kid.
Yeah. Kick is up and good by Blinko. Bardstown leads at 14-0 with 4:03 remaining in the first. We'll take a break. This is GNG Production.
In 1937, community leaders from Bullitt, Nelson, Spencer, and Washington counties came together to form one of the earliest electric co-ops in Kentucky, Salt River Electric, celebrating 85 years in 2022. Throughout their anniversary year, they'll be celebrating the legacy of rural electricity and want their members to join in as they give away an $85 bill credit each month this year. Go to srelectric.com and enter into their $85 for 85 years giveaway today. srelectric.com/85 FOR85.
Okay. All right, we're back. Bardstown leads at 14-0. That last drive, Marion County got a holding penalty, put them in a tough spot. Bardstown took it, first play out, took it for 6, TJ Greenwell. Back deep for the Knights, Bubba Knoll and Will Darty. Blinko up, nice kick. Going to be fielded by Will Darty at the 20. Oh, little trickery here. Throwback to Bubba Knoll. They got blockers lined up on the far side. Bubba Knoll. Oh! Bubba Knoll takes it. Nice little play there. Coach Carter drew up. Bubba Knoll going to take it to the 42-yard line. I thought he had a shot there for a second. Guy made a shoestring tackle to stop him.
Yeah, that's what you got to have. Not giving up, coming right back out, still fighting. Bubba Knoll, he's fast.
Bubba Knoll is quick. Basketball player. Real quick, before we start this drive, we'll send it down to Eric Darty on the field for a little on-field update.
Yeah, there we had a little trickeration. The quarterback, Will Darty, with the receiving, and then the little pass down the side. So give him an extra 10 or 15 yards out of that trick.
Yeah, that was a nice little play call. Got your quarterback back deep, makes it a little easy. Going to go up the middle, Darty to Darty. Will Darty hands it off to his younger brother, freshman Lane Darty. Goes up the middle, going to gain about 1. 3:40 remaining here. Marion County likes to keep that clock going. That first drive, we took about 6 minutes off. These last few minutes kind of stuck a little bit.
Right.
They like to control the clock, control the field.
It's all about tempo for them.
Yeah.
Keeping the pace.
Back in the bone, Darty with Marples and Cowherd. Sweep right. Caden Cowherd trying to find it outside, bouncing. Nothing there. He kept waiting on a hole to open up, but he couldn't find that hole to explode through.
Yeah, whether they're on offense or defense, Bardstown is just really fast on the outside.
Yeah, right there, you just, you're looking, and the longer you look, the closer those guys get. He got on that edge, made a nice tackle.
Do like seeing freshman Lane Darty getting some big-time minutes over here in an atmosphere like Bardstown. That's going to be great experience for him on down the road.
Oh, for sure. Coach Carter this year, he's going to try to rebuild it, do some things, establish some stuff. He all the way down through Little League, they're using the same type terminology. And, they'll say down ready, and that's their snap count. Going to go up the middle. No, Darty fakes it out. He's got a corner, got a little bit of room over there, and he's going to pick up about 5, going to be about a 4th and 6. Down there, Eric's got a better view right there. What are you looking at, Eric?
It just looked like a broken play. Will did not have any options right there, and he did get a positive gain out of it. So with about 4th and 6 to go, looks like the Knights are going to go for it.
Going for it on 4th and 6. Nope. They're lined up to punt. Yeah, Darty's back there. Makes you kind of think that. Kaminsky deep for the kick. He does get it off. Maybe partially blocked. Short kick. Marion County is better down it. And they do. Down by number 41, Jonathan Marples there. Tigers going to take over at the Marion County, at their own 44-yard line. 2:10 remaining. Bardstown leads at 14-0. Looking at some guys up front. Sammer Cameron, a guy you talked a lot about, Matthew Gribbins on that line. He's an anchor down there, isn't he?
Yeah, Matthew Gribbins is going to be a phenomenal high school football player. He's got the size and the length. His arms are long, and he's got good hands.
33 in the backfield. Lyndon Clark going deep. Downfield, great. Oh! I thought it was well defended there by Ty Barker. He got his head turned around, knocked down the pass.
Yeah, he turned his hips. He was in the right spot. He didn't get beat.
Yeah.
That's how it goes.
He's right there. It looks like it is going to be pass interference on the Knights defense. Going to bring it downfield for the Tigers. Yeah, I thought that guy had him, and Ty went stride for stride with him right there. Made a nice defensive play. The official saw it otherwise. He had a lot better view than we did.
Right.
It looked like maybe Barker had just a little bit of hand on some jersey, shoulder pad area. So I think maybe that view was blocked from your angle.
Gotcha. Pass interference is going to be pass interference. Move it at 15 yards. Bardstown into Knights territory again. Ball marked at the 41-yard line. Clark finds number 4, Shannon Tongue, on a slant route, and he's going to take it into the house. Touchdown, Bardstown, to take a 20-0 lead over the Marion County Knights.
That's tough.
Yeah.
They found themselves in a hole. It's all about keeping your head up, coming back out, responding. You want to keep responding. You don't want to hang your head too low. There's still a lot of game to play.
Belanco on for the extra point. Whistles come in pre-snap. See what we got. Got a flag. Not sure what the call is. You make out anything yet? Changing out the footballs. Here we go. Offsides on Marion County. Now, if you're Bardstown, do you try to go for 2? You're about 1.5 yards now.
It doesn't look like it. Plus, they've got this big star kicker now, so they're wanting to.
Going to let her shine.
Yep.
Blanco on for the extra point. It's up. And it's good. Bardstown 21, Marion County We'll take another break. It's a G&G production.
You've surely heard of folks who have bought a car that turns out to be a lemon. Before you know it, your dream car turns into a nightmare with breakdown after breakdown. The same thing happens with car loans. You might think it's a sweetheart deal, but it turns sour overnight. If you have a lemon car loan, it's time to refinance with C&B of Lebanon. The rates are great. Application process is simple, and they'll turn that lemon loan into sweet lemonade. Stop by today or call 270-692-2113. C&B of Lebanon. Member FDIC and equal housing lender.
Businesses keep our world running, and Cintas keeps them running by helping them make sure workers are well equipped and companies are well prepared. Supplies are delivered and stocked. Facilities are clean and ready. Every day, over 1 million businesses depend on Cintas. Get Cintas and get ready for the workday.
Back at Garnis Martin Field, Knights trail 21-0. We're going to send it to Eric Daugherty on the field for a Washington County Commander update.
Yeah, so on G&G Productions, obviously we've got a lot to cover in this 5th region, but Washington County has made the trek to Kentucky Country Day as Kentucky Country Day leads the Commanders 6-0 after the first. Back to the action, guys.
Oh, wow, and it was a muffed kick reception there. Bardstown picks it up, takes it into the end zone. Now, I thought possibly his knee went down at the 10, but it wasn't the case. So they're going to give it to a touchdown Calhoun right there on the kickoff.
Yeah, I thought his knee went down as well, but it looks like it was just close. That's a tough break there.
Oh, they did mark it down, Richie.
Okay.
If you look right there, the defense is on and the offense is on. They did. It was close. I couldn't tell. I was hoping to see a whistle or a ref run in, wave the hands. I never saw it. So Marion County gets lucky there.
We were just kind of playing off of the fans' excitement there.
Yeah.
It sounded like it was a touchdown.
It did. So, Marion County's defense spent a lot of time on the field this last 4 or 5 minutes of clock. Clark taking over. Pistol formation, 2 to the right, 1 to the left. Going to go up the middle to Greenwell. Greenwell has room, and he is into the end zone. Touchdown, Bardstown Tigers.
His second touchdown of the night.
Yeah.
We knew that he's their key cog. He's their weapon, and they're going to feed him. And, it's just tough on that kickoff return.
Yeah. Blanco coming on for the extra point. Actually, they're going to go for 2 right here, Richie. Number 11, Clark. Shotgun formation, going to roll out to his right. Looking for a receiver, back of the end zone. He's got it to number 35, Caden Stone. 2-point conversion's good. Take another break here. This is a G&G production.
I am Sarge Pollock, state representative for the 51st District, made up of Marion and Taylor County. Growing up on a farm taught me hard work and family values, and building relationships to serve others has always been important to me. Faith, family, and integrity are the 3 principles I live my life by, and the foundation to serve Marion County in the 51st District. I am Sarge Pollock, your state representative, because it matters.
Paid for by Michael Sarge Pollock for state representative.
There was actually a flag right there, so the 2-point conversion was no good. And Clark on the second attempt, incomplete. Real quick before the break, and I'll let you send it to the break, Eric. What happened right there?
I really didn't see what caused the penalty, but obviously Bardstown got a second attempt at it. Marion County stopped it, so you got to feel like there's maybe a little momentum. But the bleeding is going against the Knights right now, 27-0. It's been a long first quarter, guys, 1:32 left. So Marion County's got to stop the bleeding, get a little momentum, and get that defense a breather. All right.
A G&G live free production.
Are you tired of paying rent? Do you dream of owning your own home? Now's the time to make that dream a reality. Call Lisa, 270-402-4036. Lisa Kearns Realtor, Exit Realty Bluegrass, 270-402-4036. Call or text Lisa Kearns, the helpful agent.
All right, back here, Bardstown leads at 27 0 over the Knights with a minute 32 remaining in the first. Knights came out, right there, their defense has just spent a lot of time on the field, this last 4 or 5 minutes.
Yeah, just looking for the positives, as Eric said, that was a good breakup by sophomore Leonardo Henry. Fun fact about Leonardo Henry, he's from Jamaica.
That's awesome. We'll get right back to that. Ty Barker with it, going to get it out to up the middle to the 34-yard line before he's taken down. That's where the Knights will take over. So Leonardo, I know you know Leonardo.
Had Leonardo in class, just a great kid. Never played football before in his life, but he's as athletic as it gets. He's raw. If he sticks with it, he's going to be a great football player for Marion County.
Yeah, I saw him walking out. All right, we actually have a timeout, so we're going to send it to break. You are watching a G&G production as Marion County's playing Bardstown in football.
Snap, snap, snappy tomato pizza. We make your pizza with our authentic recipe. Snappy tomato pizza. Hand stretch the dough and it's made fresh daily. Snappy tomato pizza. Snappy tomato pizza.
I'm ready for a snappy tomato pizza right now.
All right, back here. Garnis Martin Field. Bardstown leads at 27-0 over the Knights. Minute 26 remaining. Back to Leonardo. I saw him walking through there today. He passes the look test of an athlete.
Yeah, he looks good
He
in the
looks
airport.
good, yes.
Walking through an airport, he looks really good.
Tall. I didn't realize how tall he had gotten.
Well, and it showed on that pass deflection there. He's got long arms. He's probably 6'1", 6'2".
Yeah.
Who's to say he's not done growing?
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, yeah, absolutely. I know you've talked highly of him. So right now, Marion County is still the first quarter down 27-0. Bardstown is a really good team. That's what the coaching staff has to keep pumping into these guys. Just keep fighting, keep playing play after play. We're growing, we're getting better. This is a really good team right here. So just come out, try to execute. Caden Cowherd trying to find a lane, going to pick up about 3 on the run over right tackle.
Yeah, Bardstown's a team, you look at them as a measuring stick to see where you are. And that's why it's good to play them at the beginning of the year. We know that there are winnable games on our schedule that remain. Playing Bardstown, you see where you're at, you see what you need to work on, you go from there.
Absolutely. And like you said, winnable games, when you see the schedule, you see this game, it's going to be tough. All right, but what you got to keep punching your kids, keep making sure they're locked in and use this time to get better about executing, because the wishbone, belly, whatever you call it, is going to, it's going to be easier against some other teams. Right there, nice second effort there. Was that Marples on the carry? Nice second effort there. I thought they were going to stick him for a loss, and he falls forward for a gain of 2 or 3.
Yeah. Like I said, in this style, in this offense, positive yardage is a win.
Yeah.
Every time.
And, as we go forward this year, I like kind of seeing, when it's 3rd and 4, what type of plays they go to, what is in their playbook. So that's some stuff to look at. Darty with it. Going to come out, break the huddle. Joined by younger brother Lane Darty, Marples, and Cowherd. And with that, that's going to be the end of the first quarter. Bardstown leads at 27-0. You're watching a G&G production at Garnis Martin Field.
At Farmers National Bank in Lebanon, we'd like to say, wow! Wow! Thank you for voting us the best bank in Marion County, the best checking and savings in Marion County, the best loans and lending in Marion County, the best mortgages in Marion County, the best customer service in Marion County, and the one we're proud of, the best place to work in Marion County. Farmers National Bank, we're here for you. Farmers National Bank, 136 West Main Street in Lebanon and 2160 Campbellsville Highway. Farmers National Bank, member FDIC. It's a Kentucky fall tradition, the 53rd annual Marion County Country Ham Days, which will be held on Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, September 23rd, 24th, and 25th in downtown Lebanon. It's a full weekend of fun, including great music, 2 hot air balloon events, a carnival, kids zone, arts and crafts, a huge parade, classic car and truck and motorcycle show, one of the largest 5K runs in Kentucky, and of course, it's our famous Ham Days Breakfast. Marion County Country Ham Days in downtown Lebanon. Look for us online at hamdays.com.
Back to action here. Bardstown leads at 27-0. Marion County coming out. Start the second quarter. Will Daugherty joined in the backfield by Caden Cowherd. Pistol formation, trips to the right, one to the left. Going to send Jaleel Smith in motion. Option to the left. Daugherty kicks it out to Cowherd. Cowherd looking for some, and he's hit maybe a loss, I believe maybe a face mask there.
I think you got a hold of some face masks there.
Yeah, I saw something right there, so maybe that's going to give Marion County a first down. You know, Cowherd, he's looking for that corner, and he just can't find it. Bardstown's doing a good job of forcing him back in. See what the officials say. Laundry's on the field. Well, he's pointing our way. Not sure what's going on. Did you see Caden with the...
No, it looked like they grabbed Caden's face mask.
And that's what it's going to be. Personal foul face mask on the Tigers, so that's going to give Marion County a first down. Let's see where they get finished stepping it off at. Ball's going to be right past midfield at the 46-yard line. Marion County into Bardstown territory. Daugherty in the pistol, trips to the right, one to the left. Up the middle to Cowherd. No, he keeps it. And he's going to be stopped after about a gain of 5, but we got a flag in the. It's going to be against the Knights.
That's unfortunate. Daugherty did a really good job of finding that seam and getting upfield.
You know, he's doing a really good job on that play action. I mean, he's putting it in there, and they're doing a good job of selling it. And he just a penalty right there. Holding against the Knights, going to back them up. Going to make it a first down. And, oh, wow. About 24. First and 24. First down again. See what Marion County elects to do. Keep that clock running or try to air it out. And, you know, see what they can get here. Daugherty runs the play in. Nate, do you think that wears them out? You know, he runs to Coach Carter every play. It's got to put a lot of miles on there, but that's how they do it. And Robbins was the same way.
That's how they do it. They've been doing it all summer.
Yeah.
All fall at this point, it's probably second nature.
Trips to the right. Oh, got another whistle. Backing it up again. I'm not seeing the signals. Are you?
I'm not seeing it. Not a ton of communication with the referees and the press box.
Yeah. So it looks like it's going to be first and 29. Smith in motion. Daugherty back. Going to try to get it out to Smith. Nice hands there by Jaleel on the snag. He's pushed forward. Going to gain about 17 yards right there. You know, Jaleel, great hands right there.
You're such a big guy. He's got very soft hands. Coach Carter said that he has a package for Jaleel, and I'm sure he doesn't want to show everybody his hand this early on in the season, but I'm glad that Jaleel was able to get a catch there. Are
Basketball
they bringing it
night. What? Bringing it back again? They are walking it off. 5 more. So we're looking at 24.
Illegal man downfield.
34, Richie. We are now in first in a good old country mile. First and 34. Illegal man downfield there. Nice play call right there. Got it to the guy that they wanted to. Daugherty delivered a nice ball. Pistol formation. 3 each way. Play action fake. Going back to Jaleel. Pass is going to be incomplete. I really like how they're selling that play action right there. They are making them bite. Maybe had a little slide. Right here, this wall in my way. I couldn't see what happened there.
Well, Daugherty's got time to throw the ball. Jaleel got open, just kind of bobbled it, couldn't hang on to it.
Eric Daugherty's down there close to that down marker. Let's send it down to him. Eric, what's it look like down there?
It seems like every time Marion County has a play going their way, Bardstown has an answer for that. So Marion County trying to get something started here, but they're deep in their own territory.
Smith in motion. Same play call they had earlier. Swing it out. Going to find Caden Cowherd, he's going to pick up about 2 or 3, but be knocked down. Going to set up a third. And about, how much would you say there, 30?
25 maybe?
Trying to count it off there. You got, yeah. 25. Third down here. Clock is
little
running.
wiggle there by Caden.
Yep, 10 minutes to go in the second quarter, Knights trail. You know, this is where Coach Carter, I know he said something about it earlier. You know, he's going to milk that clock down. You know, he's going to use it not only this game, but all the games. Control that time of possession. Darty trying to get out to his side. He's hit from the back. It's scooped up by number 7 for the Tigers, Monte Marshall. I couldn't tell if Darty threw it. Officials going to say that he didn't, and it was out. And that's going to be another touchdown for Bardstown.
Tough to overcome 2 turnovers in the first half against a team like Bardstown.
Yeah.
I think Darty had a good idea going there.
Yeah.
They'll probably run that play later on in the season and see some big games.
Yeah, he was right there. He was trying to find out. He was looking downfield, didn't find anybody come open. Man, that guy coming from behind closed fast.
He hawked him down.
Yeah, he closed on him fast. Belanco on for the extra point. Up and good. Bardstown 34, Marion County nothing. You are watching the Bardstown Tigers and the Marion County Knights football game at Garnis Martin Field. We're going to take another break. This is G&G Productions.
To a farmer, a handshake is as good as a contract, and a man's word is something you can actually build on. So to have an insurance agent who's accountable, trustworthy, and dedicated to providing the best customer service possible, well, that sure does go a long way. And that's why the farmers in Lebanon trust Jesse Insurance.
To hear more about their farm insurance products, stop by 101 South Spalding Avenue, across from the post office. Call 270-595-0000. Jesse Insurance, the agent with choices. Protect what you sow.
Try to think of the most convenient bank service you could hope for. How about banking from your mobile phone? Well, Springfield State Bank has it. With our new mobile banking, you can monitor your checking account, transfer money, even pay your bills right from your cell phone. Enrollment is easy. Just visit our website at www.springfieldstate.com for details. Springfield State Bank, we're your locally owned community bank doing big bank things. We want to make banking easy for you. Springfield State Bank, member FDIC.
All right. Bardstown going to kick it off back deep. Bubba Knowles sliding under it. Going to field it at the 20, take it upfield. He's met by a slew of Bardstown defenders at the 28-yard line, and that's where the Knights will take over. Quick turnaround for that offense. You know, as they come off the field, Coach Carter's got to talk to them. You know, get their heads back into it, let it go. You know, at this point, may not win the game. You know, may not be in your favor, but what you can do, you can keep trying to execute, trying to build on things. You know, year one, you're trying to establish some norms. And, you know, you want to establish your run, establish these. And, you know, say, guys, hey, this is a measuring stick. We may not be here tonight. In a year or 2 years, 3 years, that's where we want to be. So, you know, just kind of use it, get through it, but, you know, still use this as a learning opportunity.
Yeah, this is a time to build character. It's a time to build team chemistry. It's a long season.
Darty going to keep it. And he's going to be stuck about at the line of scrimmage. Not sure, was that a set play right there? Quarterback sneak, there was nothing there. Did you see what happened there? Or was it just a busted play?
Looks like that they were running the belly there. That's his option to keep it, possibly.
Gotcha. Yeah, we were at a baseball practice last night, and I know my son's football team, they do the down ready. And our pitching coach said something about ready, set. I said, now, is that what you all do in football? They said, no, it's down ready. He's a Bull County native. He said, is that what they're saying in Marion County now, or Bell County? I was like, yeah. He said, man, we used to do that in the belly when I was playing. You know, that has been around for a long time.
If you're running the bone, that's pretty, down ready's your cadence.
There they go. Going to go up the middle to Cowherd. Nothing doing there. Bardstown swarms it up. Guys jumping on a little late. Going to lose about 3 yards there. which is to be suspected. But, you know, the holes that Caden had last week, they're just not showing up this week.
Right, and Will Darty, he's making the right read. You know, when he goes up behind the center, he's looking at where those three techniques are, and if they're inside, he's making his handoff based on that. If they're outside, he's making his handoff based on that. It's just like I said, Bardstown defenders are all in the right spots at the right times.
Yeah, they're doing a real good job. Darty runs the play on 3rd and 13. 7:50 remaining. Back to the bone. Darty gives it. Hole there for Caden Cowherd. He blasts upfield. Going to pick up about 10 right there. Great run by Caden. It's good to still see that burst out of him. You know, let you know they're not laying down. They're not just going to take this. I love the burst there from Caden Cowherd.
You're looking for positives at this point. That's a positive. I mean, he ran right over a guy. There was that looks like the offensive line all got their hands on somebody, so that's good.
You're going to set up a 4th and 4. Got to believe they're going to punt. But, you know, Coach Carter may just say, hey, it is what it is. Let's work on a few things. And that's what they're going to do. Getting back in the bone. Could try to draw them off sides right here with some hard counts. Let's see what they decide to do. Nope, they're going for it. Cowherd looking for a hole. He's got one. He's got room. Caden Cowherd, 40, 30, 20. It's a foot race, 10. And he is in the end zone for a touchdown. Caden Cowherd takes it 62 yards. Let's look at that again on the Dr. Isaacs replay. Look at him hit this hole and take it to the house. Boom. And now you see number 2 there. It's a foot race. Caden's feet are in the wind, and he takes it all the way in.
I didn't see who made it. Somebody made a great block there on the outside to seal a path for him. Like I said, Caden can run with anybody if given the opportunity.
Yeah, great hole right there. Kaminsky on for the extra point. It's up. And it's good. Nice kick there by Kaminsky. We'll take another break. You're watching a G&G production at Garnis Martin Field.
Dr. John T. Isaacs Jr. is a second-generation dentist in his hometown of Springfield, and he and his staff invite you to his office at 39 Bobolink Drive in Springfield. They offer family dentistry as well as digital dentistry where no impressions are needed. Their all-digital technology allows you to get crowns, bridges, partials, and implants with no discomfort. Results are more accurate and quicker. For family dentistry, see Dr. John T. Isaacs Jr., 39 Bobolink Drive in Springfield, or call today at 859-336-7680. Dr. John T. Isaacs Jr., a reason to smile since 1963. Welcome to the heart of Kentucky and the Lebanon-Marion County Industrial Foundation, where they have a tremendous workforce. Jobs available in Marion County. Now hiring. TG Kentucky is now hiring. Second and third shift team members are now needed. Look at these exciting benefits. Come grow with us. TG Kentucky is hiring. Welcome to the heart of Kentucky. The Lebanon-Marion County Industrial Foundation are here for you. Find them online at marioncountyky.com.
Back to action. Caden Cowherd feeds some life into Marion County as he took it 66 yards on that touchdown. Kaminsky coming on. Going to kick it off to Bardstown. Back deep, number 2. Clark going to take it at the 10. Nice kick by Kaminsky. Clark has some room, and he has one man to beat. He does. Clark is going to take it to the house. Don't see any laundry on the field. And just like that, Bardstown Speed strikes again. Send it down to Eric during this extra point to give you an update on the Commanders.
All right, guys, I don't think Marion County was expecting that out of the gate, but one or two guys to beat, and he was pay dirt. Yes, you mentioned that Marion County got a little life in them with Caden Cowherd's speed with the 66-yard scamper, but also before the PAT here, another quick update on the Washington County Commanders at Kentucky Country Day. Currently, the Commanders are trailing 19-0 with about 5 minutes to go in the first half.
All right, back to action. Kick Belanco up and good. is going to make it 41-7. Bardstown leads it. You're watching a G&G production at Garnis Martin Field.
Try to think of the most convenient bank service you could hope for. How about banking from your mobile phone? Well, Springfield State Bank has it. With our new mobile banking, you can monitor your checking account, transfer money, even pay your bills right from your cell phone. Enrollment is easy. Just visit our website at www.springfieldstate.com for details. Springfield State Bank, we're your locally owned community bank doing big bank things. We want to make banking easy for you. Springfield State Bank, member FDIC.
All right, back to action. Bardstown leads it 41-7. You know, hey, took a little life out of him after Caden Cowherd's touchdown, giving up that kickoff return right there from Clark.
Yeah, Bardstown's not going to stop punching. They're not going to stop fighting. We just need to respond again.
Yep. All right, back deep for the Knights. Bubba Knoll going to take it at the 25. Going to be stuck and down. Good second effort there by Bubba. Going to be knocked out of bounds at the 36-yard line.
I want to say hello to my mom, Debbie Morganson. She's commenting and liking the G&G production live stream. Debbie Morganson was a former Marion County Football Booster Club president.
Booster Club president. There you go. How many years did she serve that role?
You know, she was involved from even before I was in high school all the way through. I like to give her credit for inducting none other than legendary Anthony Epps into the Marion County's Football Hall of Fame.
Darty going to break huddle. Wishbone. Takes it down, ready. Cowherd going to take it again. Trying to bump outside, breaks the tackle. Going to swing it back to the near side. Right there. Number wrapped up. Nice tackle there by number 7, Almonte Marshall. Marshall took that to the house earlier on defense. Nice athlete right there to hang with Caden Cowherd and stop him from getting the corner.
Yeah, Caden made one miss, but it was just too many swarming against him. I thought he had a hand of some face mask there, but I guess.
Well, there is a penalty.
Well,
but the Knights are backing up.
Okay, may have been a hold. Yep. You know, as a former offensive lineman, you hold every play. You just don't get caught.
There you go. It's going to be first, about 20 now. 6 minutes remaining in the second quarter. Darty under center. Oh, wow. Big penetration there by number 66 for the Tigers. Chandler Newby breaks through the line of scrimmage and nowhere to go for Caden Cowherd. Looks like Cowherd's going to come out and get a breather. 34, Lane Darty coming in. Who was the running backs right there? Did you have a chance to get them?
Was it Marples?
Yeah, maybe Caden Salee.
Caden Salee.
I couldn't make that out right there.
Made his appearance a few times tonight in the backfield. Caden Salee, a former, a son of former Marion County Knight Trevor Rayleigh, his uncle Travis Rayleigh, great football players for the Knights back in the mid-90s.
All right, Darty under center. Bone formation, fakes it. Going to go back up the middle, and he is met by a slew of Tiger defenders and going to be punched back. Looks like number 77 for the Tigers. That is Aiden Riley leading the charge.
Bardstown's really stacking the box there, getting great penetration.
Yeah, you look at them, they got quite a few in the box. They're going to make Marion County try to beat them in the air. So 3rd and 25. Clock runs.
You know, John Harden's in Marion County's district. John Harden couldn't score against Bardstown.
Yeah.
You know, you look for the positives.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Absolutely. In the bone. Darty going to go up the middle to Marples. Marples has some room. Nice run there by Marples. Going to pick up about 9 on the carry. Going to set up a 4th and 16.
Great hold there made by Sam Cameron and Kiki. They really got off the ball right there.
Right there, Marples, sophomore, Lane Darty, freshman, both in the backfield, trying to build some youth. And, this is a game for those guys. They may not get to play in all the games, but this one, they're going to get some time. And, those are minutes where you can kind of, make your presence felt and build confidence for the future.
It's valuable to see the speed of Bardstown this young in your career.
Yeah.
So you're prepared for it as a junior and senior.
Nice punt there by Kaminsky. Tigers are going to take over at their own 40-yard lineup. Be back in a moment. High school football, a G&G production.
50 years ago, Richard Nixon was the president and The Godfather was in theaters.
While a lot has changed in 50 years, one thing that has remained the same is the firm of Mattingly, Sims, Robinson, and McCain. Since 1972, Mattingly, Sims, Robinson, and McCain has been assisting the people of Central Kentucky in many areas of the law, including personal injury, domestic relations, real estate, and estate planning.
And call us at 859-336-3901 and let the reputable attorneys at Mattingly, Sims, Robinson, and McCain work for you.
This is an advertisement.
And we're back to action just in time to see Braden Clark take it 60 yards for another Bardstown touchdown. And let's do a Dr. Isaacs instant replay on that one. Upfield right there, he broke a few tackles. I thought we had a chance to get him after a gain of 6 or 7, but he just created space, got a few blockers out in front of him, and took it to pay dirt.
Bardstown's just got so many options, so many weapons at their disposal.
Kick is up and good. We'll be back in a moment. High school football, a G&G production.
Since 1951, Danville Office Equipment has dedicated itself to providing personal service and superior office products for our customers. We take a lot of pride in their success because that's how we measure ours. Danville Office Equipment, Danville, Lebanon, and Somerset.
Let me take just a second to tell you about Beach Fork. If you like sporting clays, guided hunts, and lodging, well, Beach Fork Outdoors is ready for you. They're located amidst the beautiful rolling hills of Springfield, Kentucky, in the heart of the Bourbon Trail. The Sporting Clays course exhibits scenery unlike any other. With 12 stations, the Upland Bird Hunting Package offers a vast acreage of well-maintained food plots. The Parlor is our lodge. It offers hearty southern home-cooked meals and a private living suite with breathtaking views. Beach Fork Outdoors, 2938 Macville Road in Springfield, or call 859-481-5310.
Back to action at G&G Productions. 3:11 remaining in the first half. Marion County trails Bardstown 48-7. It's been a tough game. We knew it was going to be tough on the nights. A new rebuilding program, Bardstown, they've been solidified for years. Marion County just trying to get to halftime now. Oh, better get on it. Oh, going to be close. I think Marion County slid under it, and they did. Right there, it was going to be Bardstown ball if we didn't get on that.
I believe that was Landon Cox that ended up getting on it.
Yeah, nice play to get on there by Cox. A little indecision. I think with the one in front, didn't know the one in back what they were going to do, and it bobbled, and that could have been even more disastrous.
Right. This game's a measuring stick. That's what I'm going to keep saying. It's a measuring stick. You see where you're at. You see what you need to clean up, what you need to work on. We knew Bardstown is who they are. You're just trying to see where you need to improve and how much.
Yeah, with that being said, the clock will run the rest of the game. So, it's going to be a quick game after halftime. We've seen a few of those in the past, and it's going to be a quick game with Coach Carter running the bone in the future. That clock keeps ticking when you run the ball. Darty going to give it up to Cowherd, going to be stuck for a loss. Loss of 1 or 2. I used to love watching Robbins games. You get out there and still be half light outside.
Right. Get out before the sun goes down. If you can establish the run, then the clock is really your best friend.
Oh, absolutely. That's one thing that those coaches look at is just your time of possession. Are you handling the time of possession? and, winning that battle. And a lot of times if you win that battle and you run that offense, you'll win the game. And I think we will see that in the future with Coach Carter.
Yeah, you take opportunities away for the other team to score.
Knights in the bone. Darty under center. His brother Lane Darty right behind him at the fullback spot. Up the middle, Cowherd. That brings up a talking point that you talked about mentioning. We'll hold it for the second half, but we'll give the audience a little something to think about. Brothers that dressed and played together for Marion County. So if you know of any, drop them in the comments. We got about 10 or so that we know. If you know one, all right, put it in the comments. It may be one that we missed. While you're there, give it a like, give it a share, all right, or subscribe to the G&G production.
Yeah, we've got Lane and Will Darty as brothers, Kiki and Trey Yoakum on the team right now as brothers. Really special to be able to play with your brother.
Yeah. Darty going to give it to, can't see who that is. Was that Marples on the far side or Caden Salee?
Matthew Gribbins is in the mix every single play.
I remember, is he a freshman or sophomore?
He's a sophomore.
Sophomore. I remember you talking about him a lot and talking about, he was going to be impressive. So fourth down, 30 seconds, 26, clock ticks. Marion County is probably going to be able to let this roll out to the half, I would assume. Play clock hadn't started. It's 15. Unless that play clock's messed up, they're not going to have to snap this. I believe we're going to take this to the half. Eric Darty going to join Richie Buckler in studio for the halftime recap. I'll be back after the break. We'll take a little break. Be back in a moment. High school football, a G&G production.
The following is a paid advertisement.
The law office of Don Spalding McCauley is located at 144 West Main Street in Lebanon. Ms. McCauley handles cases in many areas in law, including DUI, DWI, divorce and family law, employee rights, real estate, wills and estates. The law office of Don Spalding McCauley is located in Lebanon at 144 West Main Street. Or you may call her office today for an appointment at 270-692-0684.
In 1937, community leaders from Bullitt, Nelson, Spencer, and Washington counties came together to form one of the earliest electric co-ops in Kentucky, Salt River Electric, celebrating 85 years in 2022. Throughout their anniversary year, they'll be celebrating the legacy of rural electricity and want their members to join in as they give away an $85 bill credit each month this year. Go to srelectric.com and enter into their $85 for 85 years giveaway today. srelectric.com/85FOR85.
You've surely heard of folks who have bought a car that turns out to be a lemon. Before you know it, your dream car turns into a nightmare with breakdown after breakdown. The same thing happens with car loans. You might think it's a sweetheart deal, but it turns sour overnight. If you have a lemon car loan, it's time to refinance with C&V of Lebanon. The rates are great. Application process is simple, and they'll turn that lemon loan into sweet lemonade. Stop by today or call 270-692-2113. C&V of Lebanon. Member FDIC and equal housing lender.
Tonight here at Bardstown, we will induct 4 new athletes to the Tiger Athletic Hall of Fame, a long and proud tradition of athletes in many sports. Displaying our new lights for you here. Okay, our first Hall of Fame inductee tonight is Brian Calhoun, athlete from the class of 2006. A multi-sport athlete, Brian excelled in football, basketball, and track, lettered in football 3 years, basketball 4 years, and track for 3 years. Well known for his leadership, he was captain for all 3 sports while playing point guard in basketball, quarterback for the football team, and he was the senior captain for track and field. Having a great desire to win, he inspired his teammates to follow him by giving total effort towards team goals and win championships. The class of 06 was the 2005 football district and regional champions, Class A football semifinalists with a record of 13-1. the 2006 All-A State Basketball Championship, the 2006 All-A Regional Champion, and the 2006 Region 5 semifinalist. In track and field, his Tiger teams won 3 regional championships and followed these with the 04, 05, and 06 State Class A track and field championships. Brian had many personal honors. He was All-District in football 04 and 05, All-Region football 04, 05, and 2005 Courier Journal All-State Honorable Mention on a semifinalist team. In basketball, Brian was a 3-year All-District and 3-year All-Region performer. He made the 2006 All-A State Tournament team and was selected as MVP for the tournament. The Courier Journal selected Brian as Football All-State Honorable Mention and All-State Second Team in 06. As a jumper in track and field, Brian was the regional champion in high jump, second in high jump and long jump in 05 and 06. At the state level, he was second in high jump in 04, second in triple jump in 05 and 06, third in long jump in 06. His performances at the state track meet gave him first team All-State honors in triple jump 2 years, high jump in 04, and second team All-State in long jump 2006. Brian received a scholarship in basketball from Mid-Continent University for the 06-07 season. He later transferred to St. Catherine for 07-08 season. Presenting Brian's induction plaque is Coach Joey Downs from the Hall of Fame class of 2007 to Brian Calhoun. Our next Tiger Hall of Fame inductee from the class of 1988, Doug Johnson. Doug was a 4-sport letterman during high school. He was a 4-time letterman in football and basketball and a 2-time letterman in track and golf. He excelled in football. His Tiger teams won 30 and lost 11 during his tenure. The 85 team was undefeated in the regular season before falling to Fort Knox in the postseason. As a tight end, Doug caught 34 touchdowns for the Tigers, also kicked field goals and extra points. Doug's basketball team won district champions in 87 and 88, were runner-up in the King of the Bluegrass and Louisville Invitational Tournament. They were All-A State Championship in 1987, All-A State runner-up 1986. As a senior, Doug averaged 17 points and 11 rebounds per game, finishing his career with 1,855 points and 1,537 rebounds. He was a 3-time All-District and Region in basketball, 3-time All-Mid-Kentucky Conference in football, preseason 5th Region top 3 player, and preseason top 20 Kentucky players. He was selected as the LIT All-Tournament in 1988, All-A State Basketball Tournament team in 86 and 87, the Kentucky All-Star Basketball and Football team in 1988. He was a McDonald's All-America Honorable Mention in 88, Lexington Herald Leader, second team All-State Basketball in 88, second team All-State Football in 87. He was the UPI All-State Honorable Mention, 87 and 88, and on football in 87. He was the Courier Journal All-State Honorable Mention, 87, Kentucky All-Star Basketball Game in 88, and the Kentucky-Tennessee All-Star Football Game in 88. He was one of only 3 players to ever be selected to both All-Star games, and the only player to ever score in both the Kentucky All-Star Basketball and Football games, with 8 points in the basketball game and an extra point kicked in football. After graduation, Doug signed with Austin Peay State University in basketball and played professional basketball in Australia. After his professional career, he worked in education, was a high school boys basketball coach for 14 years at 3 different high schools. He was the head boys basketball coach at Nelson County High in 2010-2011. Presenting Doug's plaque is former teammate James Boo Brewer from the Hall of Fame class of 2004 to 2022 inductee Doug Johnson. Our next Hall of Fame inductee tonight from the class of 1981 as an athlete was Darnell Phillips. Darnell, a 2-time letterman, starred in basketball in high school, making the 1,000-point club and scoring 1,126 points, averaged over 12 rebounds per game as a member of the 500 Rebound Club. His coach, Wally Johnson, said he has a picture-perfect shot and is hotter than a firecracker. Even as a defensive chaser, he managed to score 25.6 points a game while rebounding at 12.3 rebounds per game. Darnell shot 57% from the field from long range, and that was all prior to the three-point line. Excuse me. He was also 78% in free throws. His best high school game was against LaRue County, where he scored 42 points and had 17 rebounds in a game. And Coach Johnson said Darnell Phillips is such a good outside shooter, he can zero in on the basket from 25 to 30 feet away. Coach Johnson went on to say he's the best shooter in the 5th region, and all coaches agree on that. Darnell was ranked 3rd preseason Region 5 Player of the Year while helping his team to a 22-8 record in the 19th District Championship and Region 5 runner-up to North Hardin. They were the #1 ranked team in Kentucky. Darnell made All-District in 80 and 81, as well as All-Region in 80. His senior year was going great until he broke his thumb on his shooting hand and couldn't participate in the postseason. Darnell finished as the 2nd ranked Player of the Year in Region 5. He was Courier Journal All-State 2nd team, made the Kentucky-Indiana All-Star team, scored 9 and 10 points respectively in the games, and signed with WKU for the 81-82 season. Coach Clem Haskins reported Darnell is a super prospect at guard. He gives a dimension we lacked in the season, consistent outside shooting. He later transferred to Lindsey Wilson College and averaged 21 points a game, graduated with an associate degree in liberal arts. Darnell later signed with Central Missouri State, a Division II school at that time. After basketball, Darnell worked several jobs before settling into his current position with American Freight. He lives in Bardstown with his 3 children and remains a Tiger for life. Presenting Darnell's plaque is former coach J.W. Mattingly, Hall of Fame class of 2005, to Darnell Phillips, class of 81. Finally tonight, our 2022 Hall of Fame Tiger inductee is Christina Ballard Webb from the class of 1997. Christina was a 6-year letterman in slow pitch softball, started varsity as a 7th through 12th grades. She was a starter and 3-time letterman in fast pitch, a 2-time letterman in basketball, and a 1-year letterman in volleyball. She was a member of the first volleyball team at Bardstown High. An outstanding softball player, she played second base and sometimes pitch. She had an impressive .476 career batting average and .762 slugging percentage in her career. She led her team with the highest batting average in slow and fast pitch softball and RBIs. The Lady Tigers were 3-time District 19 runner-up from 95 to 97, the 95 and 96 Region 3 slow pitch softball champions, and state softball tournament participants in 95 and 97. Christina had several personal awards. She was 4-time All-District, 4-time All-Region, the 95 Second Team All-State, and 96 First Team All-State, and was selected by the state softball coaches for those awards. Christina's favorite memories were winning the 1995 Region 3 championship and beating Nelson County in the postseason. The entire team went down to the old courthouse and got to paint the windows, let everyone know they were going to the state tournament. They had a police escort out of town on their way to Frankfort. Christina continued her softball career at St. Catherine College and then 3 years at East Tennessee State University, starting at second base all 4 years. She graduated with a bachelor's degree in computer science and a Bachelor of Arts in Business Administration. To this day, she still plays on a slow-pitch softball team at second base. A member of the Kentucky Colonels, she has coached middle school and junior high girls basketball. Her 3 daughters, not fans of softball, so with basketball being their passion, she is happy to coach those teams. Christina is currently an IT project manager. Presenting Christina's plaque is her former coach, Roland Williams, from the Hall of Fame class of 2005. To Christina Ballard Webb, class of 1997.
Intercounty Energy wants you to put safety first when you're working outside. Always look up to see if there are overhead power lines, and be sure to stay clear of them. For safety's sake, always hire a professional to trim trees instead of doing it yourself. Remember, a tree limb cut in the wrong place could fall on a power line and cause you a world of hurt. If you do decide to do the work yourself, always protect your eyes and hands by wearing safety glasses and gloves. Intercounty Energy cares about your safety. Look up, be alert, and stay safe.
It's time for the Marion County Jobs Moment, brought to you by Intercounty Energy, a Touchstone Energy cooperative. Jobs are available in Marion County, and job fairs are coming in the upcoming days. TG Kentucky will have a job fair on September the 13th from 9 a.m. to 4:30 p.m. This will be at TG Kentucky at 633 East Main Street in Lebanon. Newcomb Courier will have a job fair on September the 15th from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. This will be at the Lebanon Marion County Center at 516 Workshop Lane in Lebanon. And Inahuac will have a job fair on September the 20th from 10 a.m. to 3 p.m. at the Lebanon Marion County Career Center at 516 Workshop Lane in Lebanon. If you'd like more information, contact Terry Thomas at the Lebanon Marion County Career Center. That number is 270-692-6870. Putting people back to work, one person at a time. The following is brought to you by Intercounty Energy, a Touchstone Energy cooperative. This has been your Marion County Jobs Moment.
All right, welcome back to Bardstown High School. Tonight's high school football matchup on G&G Productions. The Marion County Knights made the trek over from Lebanon to face the Bardstown Tigers. And Richie, I just don't think that Marion County was expecting a 48-7 deficit at the half.
Yeah, it's unfortunate. Like I said, Bardstown is that measuring stick. You know, you're going to be able to tell where you're at. It's good to have them early on in the season, kind of let you know what you need to work on, what you need to fix, what you need to kind of mold yourself into what, you know, who you want to be. Just some quick stats here. Looks like Bardstown had over 300 yards total offense, 215 on the ground. Marion County had 107 total yards, and obviously most of that was on the ground. Big run by Caden Cowherd.
Yeah, and you know, I really don't know if they had an incomplete pass in that first half and a ton of yards from Greenwell. He just touched the ball and he made something happen.
They have a ton of weapons at their disposal, ton of quickness. They can really get out there on that outside well, and they're a force to be reckoned with, and they're going to go deep in the playoffs, I'm sure, this year.
Yeah, and as we've talked about, you and Matthew alluded to, Marion County in this rebuilding phase. Coach Carter trying to implement his thing. He's only got 36 healthy kids, 3 on the sideline walking around with neck braces, arm braces. So that's a little deflating when it was some key players. But you know what brings kids out for the team is winning, and that is what Coach Carter is trying to instill in this Marion County program.
It's one day at a time. It's baby steps. You know, you came into this game 1-0. That was better than we started last year.
Correct.
So there's still a lot of reasons to be excited. There's still a lot of positives to focus on. You know, we were talking about several winnable games left on the schedule. So, you know, the second half, you want to come out and you just want to get better.
You know, it's funny you said that. Let's make every inch turn into a foot, every foot turn into a mile. And I've used that analogy just recently, but it's so true. This Marion County team is young. They've got a lot of positives, a lot of things to build on.
That's true. Well, I'll tell you, Bardstown has a halftime light show right now that's pretty impressive. For those of you that can't maybe see it as well, I guess you can get a little glimpse of it on our live stream. The music and the lights are synced together.
It's really cool.
Impressive.
You know, instead of looking at us, you just get to listen to us and check out the sound and light show.
That's it.
Here comes the Bardstown Tigers back out onto the field, Richie, and you know what? They have tons of weapons. They can run that score up on you quickly. But we can see maybe what Marion County can do, try to make some corrections and just work through some things that they want to work on in real game time action.
Yeah, you know, I'm sure they went back to the drawing board at halftime, talking about getting lined up right, being in the right coverage on defense, fulfilling your assignments. It's those small things that lead to the big gains later on. So that you want to focus on the small things moving forward.
That's right. because the small things turn into big things later. And Coach Carter's not looking at this as a one-year marriage. He's looking at this for the long term. And he has made a commitment to this program. He even had the kids sign off that they were making a commitment to this program. So we're going to see some good things out of them, but Bardstown's not finished yet.
Right. Yeah, and that's good. You know, commitment, dedication, all that's going to build character and team chemistry, and that stuff that's going to provide longevity for this team.
That's right, and he's put together a staff that seems very positive and that's really working hard to keep these kids motivated. Looks like it's time to take a break and pay some of the sponsors that we really appreciate them being on board. You're watching and listening to high school football on G&G Productions.
I am Sarge Pollock, State Representative for the 51st District, made up of Marion and Taylor County. Growing up on a farm taught me hard work and family values, and building relationships to serve others has always been important to me. Faith, family, and integrity are the three principles I live my life by, and the foundation to serve Marion County in the 51st District. I am Sarge Pollock, your State Representative, because it matters.
Paid for by Michael Sarge Pollock for State Representative.
Snap, snap, Snappy Tomato Pizza. We make your pizza with our authentic recipe. Snappy Tomato Pizza. Hand stretch the dough and it's made fresh daily. Snappy Tomato Pizza. Snappy Tomato Pizza.
I'm ready for a Snappy Tomato Pizza right now. 111 East Main Street in Springfield. Call 859-336-9888 or order online at snappytomato.com.
All right, welcome back to Bardstown High School. Eric Daugherty, Richie Buckler, Matthew Thomas. We're about to give the headset back to Matthew and yourself to finish out this second half. You know what? Marion County's got some things to work on and to build on. And, like I said earlier, Bardstown's not finished yet.
Right. Just real quick, Norma Good is on the live stream, and she's wanting a Washington County football update. I think we said that it was 26-0, Kentucky Country Day at the house.
So, when these two teams meet up here soon, Marion and Washington, it could be a barn burner, and these two teams are going to collide, and it's always a good matchup.
Really looking forward to the border war this year. They both played Thomas Nelson tight, but both of them showed similar strengths and weaknesses, so I think it's going to be a fun game.
Sounds good. I'm going to pass the headset back to Matthew, head back down on the field. But first, I hear that whoever's doing the cooking makes mean pork chops. So if you want to hook up the G&G staff, we would love a pork chop sandwich.
All right, TJ Green, we're going to take the opening kickoff back into, let's see if he made it into Marion County territory. Going to be close, a little shy. Tigers are going to take over at the 48-yard line. First and 10. Clark still under center. Shotgun formation. Joined in the backfield by number 2, Graham Clark. Graham Clark had a touchdown earlier tonight. Clark going to take it up the middle, untouched. Up, one to beat. Makes a quick shuffle, and Graham Clark is going to take that into the end zone for the Tigers. Wow, coming out of the gate, up the middle.
Had some great pressure there on the outside, but there was a pretty big hole there for Bardstown in the middle.
And just like that.
Off to the races.
Off to the races. Bardstown leads at 54. Going to go for the extra point to make it 55-7. As you notice on the bottom of the screen on your Jesse Insurance scoreboard, the clock is going to continue to run. Low kick there by Blinko, but it is good. 55-7. Bardstown leads it. Be back in a moment. High school football, a G&G production.
For a lot of people, home ownership is a big to-do list item that has to get checked before you feel like you're a grown-up, living your best life. If you're ready to check that box, talk to Derek Brussel at Farmers National Bank. Derek specializes in guiding first-time home buyers, young borrowers, and other newbies toward a responsible, manageable, fulfilling financial future. Visit farmersnational.bank to get in touch. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender, NMLS number 402972.
Back here, Bardstown 55, Marion County 7. You know, coming out not the way you wanted to start it. Coach Carter got them at halftime. Probably told them, probably not going to go our way tonight, but we got to keep building. No quit in us. There's things you can work on in the second half.
Yeah, we keep we keep talking about character and just not giving up. Keep coming back, punching, doing the small things right.
Bubba Knoll with it, has a little seam right there. Bubba Knoll going to take it out to the 44-yard line. Bubba has a nice burst right there. He's actually done a good job tonight of finding the seam a few times.
Yeah, he shows a good burst there, a lot of energy, very quick. He's got really quick feet.
Yeah, guy plays basketball for us. Just a hard-nosed kid, willing to do whatever it takes for the team. Very selfless kid, not worried about self-accolades. Just a great team player. And I knew whenever I heard he was playing football, I knew it was going to be a good fit for him just because of how intense he is, how hard he works. Darty coming out in the bone, followed by his brother Lane Darty. Going to go up off right tackle. Cowherd looking to find it. Nothing doing. Looks like the ball came out, but I believe they whistled it dead before. It seems like out of that bone, when Cowherd tries to hit the outside, he's not able to.
Yeah, they're matching us on the outside, just like I said, offense and defense. Bardstown's just so fast on those edges.
Yeah, I bet when Carter goes back and watches the tape, he's going to tell Caden, you got to get upfield. I mean, and Caden may not see it, but, Coach Carter's going to tell him, no, it's there. It's there.
Yeah, you got to run north and south, not east and west.
All right, Bone. Hand off. Nice hit there by the Bardstown defender. Not sure on the number, but Marple's going to be stuck right there. Going back to the first half, Richie, see some likes coming in. Talking about Lane and Will Darty, brothers playing. Kiki and Trey, brothers playing. Who are some of the great brothers? And if you're with us, feel free to comment, like. If we leave anybody out, because we're not going to get them all, give us a few brothers that dressed and played in the same varsity game. Richie, start us off.
Yeah, there were several back in the 90s. Some that really stick out to me is Travis and Trevor Rayleigh, and that would be Caden Sallee's dad and uncle. You have Alex Kroom and Corey Kroom. I'm sure the fans really remember those two guys. They were big for our football and basketball programs.
Darty going to be stopped right there. Going to set up a 4th and long. All right, back to it, though. So you got them. I'll tell you about one of my favorite was Bryson and Jordan Bell.
Bryson and Jordan Bell were also two dynamic players on the football field, had a ton of success.
They played in the bone with Robbins. A lot of running. Jordan now on staff for the Knights. It's like Marion County's going to punt it away.
A lot of fans may not know we even had a set of twins back in the mid-90s, Eric and Derek McElroy.
You love going into the archives. Look like the punt is blocked by number 7 for the Tigers, and Knights are going to down it. Bardstown's going to take over at their own, or at the Marion County 40-yard line. We'll continue our brothers' conversation in a minute. If you got anybody for us, let us know in the comments. Jim Reed said Kevin and David Farmer. That was before our time.
Well, that's a good one. We'll need guys like Jim Reed to dig back into the history for us in the 80s.
Yeah.
Maybe even the 70s if Quincy maybe hop on and help us out. Not trying to show anybody's age or anything, but.
He had another one, Doug and Richard Smith. Number 14 going to take it, some new numbers. That is actually Kenyon Calhoun, which is a brother combo that you mentioned. Kenyon's dad from Lebanon, D.C. Calhoun.
That's right. Darnell Calhoun, Travis Calhoun, both were athletes in Marion County system. great athletes, and as you can see, the genetics are pure and strong in that family. Quick update, Spencer County is up on Taylor County 14-12 in the third quarter. I want to thank Coleman Dever for that update, former Marion County Knight.
James Cameron in at quarterback for Bardstown. Bardstown getting some younger guys some run right here as the clock runs. 4:49 remaining in the third. They have a big lead, 55-7 over the Knights.
67 Casey Riggs at right tackle, 55. Kristen Taylor at right guard.
Cameron going to keep it. Number 12 going to be dropped by number 50 for the Knights. Or was that 60? Did you have that 50 or 60?
Right after first down sticks. Hands on the spot.
Maybe it was 20. 20. Caden Salid. Talking about him just a second ago. And a little bit of help from Landon Cox.
They're going to say that is good for a Tiger first down.
Bardstown with the first down.
With number 15, DeAndre Shekels at wideout.
Looks like Bardstown's getting in some younger guys.
Calhoun again. The run going to pick up about 4 yards there. Jason Clark, Chad Clark. That was another combo. I was going back at your notes.
That's a good one. You know, Zach and Gordon Bramall were a duo back in the early 90s, if you all remember. Those tuning in, Gordon Bramall ended up playing football at Indiana University.
It's like Cameron going to hand it off to number 21. That is 7 Hamilton. Nice run there. Be close. We're going to set up about 3rd and 3 there.
About 6 on the play. It'll leave the Tigers with a 3rd and 2.
3rd and 2, 3rd and 3. Cameron, shotgun formation. One behind him, pistol formation. Got trips to the left, one to the right. Up the middle. Number 35, Caden Stone going to take it. And it looks like he's going to have the first down. Yes, they're signaling first down. First down for the Tigers. Clock continues to roll, as we said, going to be a quick second half. You know, a few drives, and this game can get over. You don't realize, how quick, a quarter can go when that clock rolls, but it'll get right away from you.
Matthew, who do we have at corner right down here? 23?
23, is that Foster?
Jakari Foster.
Jakari
right.
Foster.
He came up and made a good tackle there.
RPO keeps it going to the right side for a short gain.
Nice tackle there by Jakari Foster, senior. Bardstown going to break the huddle here. Shotgun formation, one each way. Got a tight end to the left, wide receiver split. 21, that is 7 Hamilton going to take it. And he is going into the end zone. And that's 7 Hamilton for the touchdown for the Tigers to make it 61-7 with 1:12 remaining.
Those outside runs, those sweeps have just been really difficult for us to contain tonight for sure.
Yeah, they have. Bardstown has that speed, as we talked about. We have a new kicker. Nope, still Palenko. Up 62-7. With that being said, we'll be back in a moment. High school football, a G&G production.
It's a Kentucky fall tradition, the 53rd annual Marion County Country Ham Days, which will be held on Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, September 23rd, 24th, and 25th in downtown Lebanon. It's a full weekend of fun, including great music, 2 hot air balloon events, a carnival, kids zone, arts and crafts, a huge parade, classic car and truck and motorcycle show, one of the largest 5K runs in Kentucky, and of course, it's our famous Ham Days Breakfast. Marion County Country Ham Days in downtown Lebanon. Look for us online at hamdays.com.
Washington County football is brought to you by the Springfield Presbyterian Church. As a family of believers, our purpose is to glorify God by loving Him, loving each other, growing in Christ-likeness, and making Jesus Christ known in word and deed. Springfield Presbyterian Church, 140 East Main Street, Springfield, Kentucky, or contact Reverend Clay Stevens at 859-481-6105.
All right, Bardstown going to kick it off with the third quarter coming to an end, and we are about to watch the kickoff. As you can see, the lights are going crazy. Bardstown has their music synced with lights over here. It's a really, really cool game day feature that they have with the light show. I mean, that was really cool at halftime.
Yeah, that's does so much for the atmosphere here. Really cool for the fans to be able to enjoy that.
Wow, it was so awesome. Very awesome. Bardstown going to kick it off. Going to be picked up and ran. I believe that's Will Daugherty, the quarterback, trying to find some room over on the far side of the field, and that's where Marion County is going to take over at midfield. Eric, what did you think about the light show?
So a little light show controversy. I'm not sure if you all know about this. Earlier in the week, about midweek, they weren't sure if the project was going to get completed before tonight's game. So there was talk, will we move it to Marion County? And the Bardstown coaching staff said absolutely not. We're going to play this game at home. And so we're here tonight, and I'm sure probably some overtime hours for the gentlemen working on these lights. But they got it done, and it was a pretty cool show.
Yeah, that was very, very awesome. Daugherty going to give it up the middle. Actually going to keep it around on the edge. And who was that? Oh, on the far side. It was number 8. Daugherty kept it the whole way. Wow, I did not see that. Did you?
Yeah, I've got my eyes fixated once again on Matthew Gribbins. He just took his man 5 yards up the field. So you got, like I said, you got to look at those positives in the trenches. That's where it's going to matter later on in the season. So I'm glad those offensive linemen are still getting off the ball.
Yeah, I've heard you talk about Gribbins a lot over the last few months. He's done nothing to disappoint. Daugherty under center, down ready. And they're ready to give that ball to Caden Cowherd, who's going to be slung and dropped by number 6 for the Tigers. That's Carson King.
Looks like a little confusion there on the end. I think Jaleel was thinking maybe he was supposed to block someone else. That happens early in the season. Especially a tight end in this set. You know, Jaleel does so much. They'll put him in motion. They'll spread him out wide, and then he'll find himself on the line. So it's a lot. Tight end in this offense has a lot to think about.
Yeah, you know, I was talking to you earlier, and you said, you know, so much is on Will Daugherty making the correct read and everything. You know, he has the potential to pull it out or give it to him. Marple's going to take it up the middle. Going to pick up about 3. Going to set up a 3rd and 12.
Yeah, I mean, that was a great read right there. He saw that the 3 technique was shaded on the opposite side, and Marples was able to get to the side where the 3 technique wasn't.
3-yard gain. It'll be 3rd and 12 tonight.
3rd and 12. Clock continues to roll, 9:20 remaining. Bardstown leads at 62-7. You know, a game like this, Marion County can't sit on it. You want to learn from it, but, you know, you're going to have to turn right around and go back to work for next week's matchup.
Right. They'll break all this down in film. They'll go back to the drawing board, fix what they need to.
Wow, number 23, Jakari Foster. Is that Jakari?
He wasn't on my roster.
Oh, he's 22. 23. Trying to figure out who 23 is.
I don't know that I've seen a number 22 out there. Have you?
I haven't.
So that might be him.
Unless Caden. No chance Caden would have swapped jerseys, is it?
Well, you know, his build.
His build similar?
It does look like Caden's build.
Yeah. I think that's Caden. Maybe had a blood issue or something.
Well, I see Caden on the sideline.
Well, scratch that. All right. Timeout is called, so we're going to send it in for a break. We'll be back in just a moment. High school football, a G&G production.
To a farmer, a handshake is as good as a contract, and a man's word is something you can actually build on. So to have an insurance agent who's accountable, trustworthy, and dedicated to providing the best customer service possible, well, that sure does go a long way. And that's why the farmers in Lebanon trust Jesse Insurance.
To hear more about their farm insurance products, stop by 101 South Spalding Avenue, across from the post office. Call 270-595-0000. Jesse Insurance, the agent with choices. Protect what you sow.
All right, coming out of the timeout. Marion County threatening here. Ball in Bardstown territory. See if we can't punch one in right here. Get a little confidence in this fourth quarter rolling into next week's game.
It'd be good to end on a touchdown. I mean, that's
Right.
something to take into the film room.
Anything positive. Down ready, and they're off. Going to go off. Nope, Darty's keeping it. They bit on Marples. Looks like Darty has a corner on the far side. Jumps. Did he get in? Going to be close. Down to the 1 yard line. Nice little play action there. Kept it. Nice run there by Darty.
Good decision to keep it. I know Coach Carter has given Will Darty full reign to make those types of decisions, and it really paid off right there.
Yeah, that was a nice run right there. Saw a gap, got up through it. Like you said, he got north and south. Didn't try to cut corners. He got upfield. See if Marion County can punch it in right here.
Another brother combo that just popped to my mind was David and Adam Knopp.
There you go. That was your era.
Another two hard-nosed football players.
Going to go up the middle. Marples with it. Marples in for the touchdown. Jonathan Marples scores it for Marion County to make it 62-13. Nice run, nice drive there by the Knights, trying to build some confidence and some positive vibes going forward to next week.
Might be Marple's first time reaching pay dirt this season.
Mm-hmm. I'm not sure about last week. Seems like Caden had the two runs. Nice run there by Marples. Had a good game out of him. Called his name a lot, made some really nice runs.
He's in the mix. He was one of those guys from middle school. Oh, a little trickery.
Going up top, Jaleel Smith catches it. While we're here, before we take a break, can we get a quick Dr. Isaacs instant replay on that one? That was a nice little trickery play.
Ty Barker threw that.
Yeah, a little trickery and threw it up to the big fella. Jaleel goes up, two hands.
Got off his feet.
That's the way to go get that rebound, Jaleel. We're going to need it in the winter.
That's it.
All right, with that being said, we'll be back in a moment. High school football, a G&G production.
Dr. John T. Isaacs Jr. is a second-generation dentist in his hometown of Springfield, and he and his staff invite you to his office at 39 Bobolink Drive in Springfield. They offer family dentistry as well as digital dentistry where no impressions are needed. Their all-digital technology allows you to get crowns, bridges, partials, and implants with no discomfort. Results are more accurate and quicker. For family dentistry, see Dr. John T. Isaacs Jr., 39 Bobolink Drive in Springfield, or call today at 859-336-7680. Dr. John T. Isaacs Jr., a reason to smile since 1963.
All right, we're back here. What a little trickery there. I love it. Jaleel Smith going up high on the fake kick from Tanner Barker. Tanner threw it up, and Jaleel went and snagged it. Coach May Stallworth said, great two-hand rebound, Jaleel. We're going to need it in the winter. I'm with you. Bardstown's going to take it at the 35-yard line. 4 minutes remaining. Knights coming on the field here. Wrap this thing up. Yep. All right, Bardstown in shotgun formation, one each way. Joined in the backfield by two backs. Split. Gonna run it. Quarterback, yep, gave it to him. Going to go up the middle, going to gain about 2. Marion County had a nice hit there. Who was that coming up? 23. Who's 20? We don't have a number on 23. He's made a couple good plays here down the stretch, but we do not have it on the KHSAA roster. Clock's ticking, 3:10 to go. Thinking about player of the game. You thinking about anybody, Richie? Anybody come to mind? I know Bardstown had a slew of touchdowns earlier.
I think Bardstown, Tyleek Williams.
Tyleek Williams, Greenwood, Clark.
Well, Tyleek had a kickoff return for a touchdown, a rushing touchdown, and a receiving touchdown.
Gotcha. Number 21 for Bardstown trying to get the edge. Number 23 there to bring him down again.
I think there was a holding call.
A little laundry on the field. Hopefully, maybe. You know what? It always used to confuse me when those kids have the bright yellow shoes on. I just catch it, and it looked like a hold, but it does look like they're moving them back.
They got a hold of Dale Keeling's jersey.
Got a hold of Dale.
Guess Dale would be a senior linebacker.
Yep.
Call a hold on the play.
Don't do that.
Gonna back them up a little bit. Check our feed one more time. Last time for a like or share. Coming up as soon as the game's over. We'll get it to you quickly. Eric Daugherty is going to meet with the coaches, possibly player of the game. So we'll do a post-game show at the very end. So don't leave us just quite yet. Keep tuned in, watching live and free at G&G Production. Keeper there for the Tigers. Going to set up 3rd and 10, under 2 minutes to play tonight. Got a couple more brothers coming in. Michael and Brent Masterson brothers. Going back.
Mike Masterson. That's he was middle linebacker. May have the record for all-time tackles.
Hey, we were right on that. They said it was Jakari Foster. That's who we thought.
Okay,
They have him listed as 22. Jakari's made some great plays down the stretch here for the Knights. Bardstown shotgun formation, one each way. Going to go up the middle. Number 33, Kyan Layden, going to fall forward. Going to set up a 4th and 5. Clock ticks for under a minute. Bardstown leads this one 62-15. Good of the Knights to come out, show some fight there late. Good drive down the stretch. Hopefully get some positive energy going into next week. You know, coaching staff, they'll get the guys together, talk about it. Bardstown's, a good measuring stick, like we said all night. Marion County, in a few years, that's where they want to be, playing in these big games. And, hopefully Coach Carter and staff get them going in the right direction. I really do believe they'll do that.
Yeah, like I said, I still think there's a ton of excitement in the air. They'll go to the film room. They'll break all this down. It's good to have Bardstown at the beginning of your schedule. Still several winnable games left. This is a good learning curve here.
Yep. Looks like clocks may have one more play, or we're going to have a timeout here to end it. It's like they're backing up. Clock is still running. I believe this is going to do it, Richie. You guys hang tight. We're going to have post-game in just a few minutes. We'll send it down the field with player of the games, with maybe some coaches' interviews to Eric Daugherty. Hang right there. We're going to take a short break. Be back in just a moment. High school football, G&G production.
Try to think of the most convenient bank service you could hope for. How about banking from your mobile phone? Well, Springfield State Bank has it. With our new mobile banking, you can monitor your checking account, transfer money, even pay your bills right from your cell phone. Enrollment is easy. Just visit our website at www.springfieldstate.com for details. Springfield State Bank, we're your locally owned community bank doing big bank things. We want to make banking easy for you. Springfield State Bank, member FDIC.
Welcome to the heart of Kentucky and the Lebanon Marion County Industrial Foundation, where they have a tremendous workforce. Jobs available in Marion County. Now hiring. TG Kentucky is now hiring. Second and third shift team members are now needed. Look at these exciting benefits. Come grow with us. TG Kentucky is hiring. Welcome to the heart of Kentucky. The Lebanon Marion County Industrial Foundation are here for you. Find them online at marioncountyky.com.
50 years ago, Richard Nixon was the president and The Godfather was in theaters.
While a lot has changed in 50 years, one thing that has remained the same is the firm of Mattingly, Sims, Robinson, and McCain. Since 1972, Mattingly, Sims, Robinson, and McCain has been assisting the people of Central Kentucky in many areas of the law, including personal injury, domestic relations, real estate, and estate planning.
And call us at 859-336-3901 and let the reputable attorneys at Mattingly, Sims, Robinson, and McCain work for you.
This is an advertisement.
Since 1951, Danville Office Equipment has dedicated itself to providing personal service and superior office products for our customers. We take a lot of pride in their success because that's how we measure ours. Danville Office Equipment, Danville, Lebanon, and Somerset.
All right, back for the G&G postgame. Bardstown wins this one 62-14 over the Marion County Knights. We're going to send it to John Graves, who's at the KCD Washington County game.
Thanks, guys. Here in Louisville, Kentucky, Washington County just gave up another touchdown. They're kicking the extra point now. Right now, the score is 39-7 as the we'll get the play in, snap is down, kick is up, and is good. It's going to be 40-7 KCD. They started the game early with a opening touchdown on the opening kickoff. Went back and forth with a 19-0 halftime score. Washington County able to put one in here in the last couple of minutes, but it's just been a back and forth game. With Washington not being able to move the ball that well tonight. So we'll send it back up to you all, Matt. Have a great rest of the night. Washington County and KCD. 40-7, 3:23 to go in the third quarter, guys.
I think they probably imagined nothing less than a win like tonight. And then for Marion County, a lot to build on. Back to you guys.
Appreciate it, Eric. You're that nice Farmers Bank player of the game. Congratulations to those guys. I don't know that we'll be able to get Coach Carter. Probably not. What do you think?
Well, I'd say he's having probably a pretty serious discussion with his kids.
Yeah.
He understands where they're at, but he's ready to get back to work.
Yeah.
He's ready to put this behind him and look towards the next game.
Yeah, he's ready to get to the film session early next week and head out. Well, if there's nothing else that we need to do, we can call it a night here. It's been a fun experience for us. First time Marion County football on G&G Production. For Eric Daugherty, Richie Buckler, our whole production staff, I'm Matthew Thomas. Good night, and see you next week as Washington County takes on Bethlehem for your G&G Game of the Week.
You've been watching high school football live and free on G&G Productions. Our coverage tonight brought to you by Jesse Insurance, Campbellsville and Lebanon. Your